$52 a month, but there are quality plans for even less.
New law, lower prices, more people qualify. Enroll by January 15th at healthcare.gov.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You're busy and probably feel like you don't have time to keep up with the news. Did you know that you can get an entire week's worth of news from Illinois, as well as critical, taxpayer-focused commentary from the state's best news team through the Illinois in Focus podcast? The Illinois in Focus podcast offers a quick rundown of all the big headlines from the previous week, insight into what that news means for your family, and gives you a chance to look at the stories that are developing in the week ahead. The Illinois in Focus podcast, available for free at anchor.fm and at your favorite podcast hosting site.
It's Health Quest Radio. It's Dr. David Kolbaba on AM 560. The Answer.
Go to healthquestradio.com.
All right, so you say to yourself, I'm going to read labels. I'm going to read labels. I'm going to read food labels. But did you know beyond looking for the trans fats, you got to be careful when reading labels because they may be hidden and listed as partially hydrogenated oils. And the partially hydrogenated oils can be relabeled as vegetable protein. And on you go, with you being driven and tossed, not like the wind-driven snow, but like the terrible hurricanes with their fury and damage to you, ravaging you. And then you end up in the statistic, just like I could, falling to the #1 killing disease in this country. You could go to vegetable oils, err on the side of olive oil, sunflower, or canola oil to be sure, but over time, you know, the FDA has become even more vigilant with imposing ever-increasing restrictions on these trans fats in processed food. Recently, I'm talking 2018, they tightened their restrictions on various processed food producers. The big but? Just because the label says trans fat free does not make it so. You have to get that. I don't want to jig-jag with you, but I got to tell you, not necessarily what's on the label is the truth. It does not mean there are no trans fats in that food item. To keep it simple, we Americans are excessive. We are excessive overeaters. It's obvious that the less food we eat, given our present obesity dilemma, the less exposure we'll experience with these trans fats. And that's a good thing. Pretty simple. The impact of trans fats on our blood vessels leads to heart disease. And did you know the same trans fats that are directly associated with coronary heart disease, there's also a very strong connection and correlation to that of cancer, because these trans fats damage the inner lining of our blood vessels. Now, the question is, what is your status? Now, I know what mine is because I'm looking at mine on the computer right here. You'll get your results like a speedometer. It'll be like a strip. You can see it, Tomas, or you see the arrow, and you say, this is you. And we can see what the desirable realm is for you in trans fats. And by the way, this fatty acid index mini clinical trial that we are doing, that I hope you'll be participating with, so that we can be on the other side of this 90 days from now and see that it worked for you when we do the radio shows on it. And you're going to say, well, what drug did it take to have you do that? You say, I didn't take a drug. Well, and then people will remain speechless, but they'll have the advantage of the presence of less trans fats in the body. So when you eat the good oils and the good fatty acids, your body will be able to consume those and then create a defense against diseases like coronary heart disease. And there are other tests that are part of this whole clinical trial we're doing, where we test you for the omega-3, the 6s, the ratio, all of that. And you're going to learn as you go, just like we're going to in this show as we have come through the, 37, 38 years we've been on the air. So I would just engage the process. Call that number, 800-794-1855. You'll get that audio CD, Cholesterol's Not the Culprit, which will explain in a deeper, meaningful way how you can anchor yourself to some of these concepts that say, I'm not necessarily relegated to the #1 killing disease in the country, and I've got very little statistic to show of its inheritance, because in 1923, heart disease was statistically non-evident in this country. That ain't heredity, everybody. This offer is only for today. So you've got to call that number. Only today. We're not going to hold. The bus is leaving the station. after today. 800-794-1855, 800-794-1855. I would love to have you be a part of our fatty acid index mini clinical trial. Okay, I did it, you do it, get the same result. Only you're going to hear people on the air in a few months, just like you, who did something. Hope you're one of them listening in on your radio debut. 800, that would be deep. 794-1855. Line's busy. Keep going. 800-794-1855. We'll see you next week.
See you guys next week.
Be blessed.
Now, more than ever, the world needs leaders of character, strength, and compassion. At St. John's Northwestern Academies, college preparatory education and leader development go hand in hand. And they offer both to girls and boys like you won't find anywhere else. Nestled in southeast Wisconsin's Lake Country, St. John's Northwestern Academy's historic campus provides a secure and inspiring learning environment. 7th through 12th grade students prepare to become tomorrow's leaders through small class sizes, unwavering academic support, and personalized college guidance. Students choose between the award-winning Military Academy or their flourishing Prefect Academy. Both offer challenging academics, unique character building and leadership opportunities, and preparation for college and beyond. A day option and 5 or 7 day boarding options create a college-like atmosphere that attracts students from near and around the world. St. John's Northwestern is now accepting midterm applications. Go to sjnacademies.org to learn why leadership lives here. sjnacademies.org.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com. On the AM 560 mobile app. Tune in, iHeart, and on Odyssey.
Staying the course on COVID-19. I'm Pam Huso, Fox News. The unprecedented surge brought by Omicron has the White House scrambling to respond.
This has been a tough week for the administration with a record-breaking surge in COVID cases and a nationwide shortage of tests. Also muddled guidance coming from the CDC at a time when credibility is at a premium. 6 of Biden's former medical advisors urged the administration in a series of op-eds to embrace a new normal living with COVID and stop operating in absolutes, but Biden said that is not necessary.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich in Washington. The administration is hoping the Supreme Court sees it their way. Justices heard arguments on vaccine mandates yesterday, one for healthcare workers, the other for workers at large private companies. There was a shooting this morning at an after-hours club in Houston. Police say one person was killed, 2 others hurt. No arrests have been made. He's been criticized for being soft on crime, but Manhattan's new district attorney, Alvin Bragg, says safety in New York is paramount.
If you go into a store in Manhattan and use a gun to rob that store, that is armed robbery, that is serious, and we'll be prosecuting armed robbery in Manhattan.
While speaking this morning at the Reverend Al Sharpton's National Action Network, Bragg said safety and fairness need to be married. Last week, he said his office will no longer be prosecuting marijuana misdemeanors, prostitution, and turnstile jumping. Authorities in Jackson, Mississippi believe a new partnership between local law enforcement and the FBI will help crush crime in the capital city. According to officials, homicides in Jackson have reached record levels over the past couple of years. There's also more armed robberies, carjackings, and disputes handled by gunfire. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, your official weather forecast.
A little sleet and freezing rain this afternoon. Watch for icy spots with a high 32. Areas of freezing drizzle tonight, ending after midnight with a low 21. Clouds giving way to sun tomorrow. Breezy with a high of 27. Plan with confidence. Download the redesigned AccuWeather app today. I'm Gregory Patrick on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, Doctors Economos, Gavalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology, such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930. That's 630-830-4930. Or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
Traditions bring families together and enable them to reconnect. Traditions create a sense of comfort and belonging. In these changing times, Catholic Cemeteries upholds the sacred traditions of faith, freedom, and choice by providing a permanent place for families to come together. With options that reflect personal beliefs and values, you can ensure your legacy lives on. Visit CatholicCemeteriesChicago.org and give your family the gift of peace of mind. Schedule a free consultation with an advisor today.
Did you know that Big Lou can vaccinate your entire estate from the virus known as Uncle Sam? That's right. Big Lou and Term Provider have the only single-dose solution in town, a $1 million term life insurance policy. Yep, a $1 million term life insurance policy with no side effects. One call to Big Lou can lead to an entire estate vaccination that'll provide 100% guaranteed protection against estate taxes and debt, even if you are a bit porky or have a splash of sugar diabetes. In fact, a 50-year-old male may qualify for $500,000 of coverage for less than $100 per month. $1 million for less than $200 per month. Call Big Lou at Term Provider to get the service and price you deserve with zero side effects. Call 800-555-2085 right now. 800-555-2085. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He follows the science, too. Call 800-555-2085 or visit biglou.com. Big Lou doesn't give tax advice.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560, The Answer.
I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow, just like the demeanor.
Welcome to this week's edition of Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. If you're just tuning in, you probably were expecting to hear some Money Hour, or I forget what the name of the previous show was. But no, it's me, John Anthony, live and in the flesh, and ready to get rocking and rolling. 2022 is here. I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. I've been away from the radio, from the mic, except when I filled in for Sean Thompson with my good friend Mark Vargas, who hosts the show, Mark My Words with Mark Vargas, heard every Sunday from 7 to 9. We had an amazing time those 2 days. And I'm just so stoked. There's so much to talk about. There's so much that's going on. Freedom is still under attack. Freedom is on its last leg, in my opinion. That's what I believe it with every fiber that's in me. And this new year, I'm going to fight like I've never fought before. I'm fighting because we have to make sure that the future generations are protected. That future generations grow up in an America that's free. And I've said time and time again, I've said it on Sean Thompson's show, we're literally at a fork in the road, where we either have to choose freedom or tyranny. There's no other choice. Freedom or tyranny. You have to decide what side of the aisle that you want to be on. It's not about the Rona. It's not about the jab. It's about freedom or tyranny. And with that said, I'm so happy to have my good friend, my brother, as you guys know, we all call him the troublemaker, Mr.
I thought you was gonna let it go.
Mr. Verlon Galloway, welcome back, brother. Happy New Year.
Thank you for having me. Happy New Year to you and your family.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
I was not expecting that one. I thought it was
Oh,
gonna
that's
go
sticking
away.
now, brother. You got the troublemaker and you have Red Velvet.
You know, when you talk about the choice between tyranny or freedom,
I never put tyranny first.
Oh,
never put tyranny first.
I apologize, but the last show that you let me do, I wanted unity for the new year, unity, and because John's so hopeful and so positive, he rubs off on me, so I had to put that, into the last show. But I don't see unity happening. I see more division. Did you listen to what the president said? His whole 30-minute speech was about demonizing Trump and the unvaccinated. Come on. It's just that's all we're going to get. That's all we're going to get from that side. There's no unity. I give up already. I wanted a clean slate for this year, but I give up already. It's not going to be any unity.
Wait, it's only January, what, 8th?
And the president spoke. The bully pulpit spoke.
Yeah, but the people haven't yet. And that's what's more important than the president, the bully pulpit, J.B. Pritzker, Lori Lightfoot. The people. The people will speak loud and clearly in 2022, in these 2022 elections. That's my hope. That's my desire. And I hope that Black and White Radio continues to be the voice to help people understand and gather tools and knowledge necessary to fight this fight that we're fighting. Because we're at war. I'm sorry, all these Republicans and Democrats who think, no, this is a war. This is a war for the very soul of who we will become as Americans in this next generation. That's what I believe.
I agree.
And I'm so excited to have my friend, my brother. We've really gotten to become good friends. He spoke at the breakout session we had at Freedom Summit. We got to come up with a nickname. I've been thinking about it. I give everybody a nickname when they come in.
When I was at the firehouse, they called me K-Dog. So
I like K-Dog.
Yes,
that's kind of street, man.
Yes, that's hood.
That's hood, man.
Well, he's from L.A.
That's
so,
all right.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
He is from L.A.
No, I'm not from
Oh,
LA.
you were
I'm from Chi-Town.
Why did they say you were an officer in
Because
L.A.?
I went out there, did what I had to do, and come back, baby.
Oh, look at you. That voice is Keith A. Thornton, Jr.
That's right.
Cat. That's that cat dog.
The black cat.
That cat dog. Black cat.
All right.
Don't cross the path.
Oh, no.
Keith, I'm sure the whole of Chicago knows who you are because personally, I've told you this privately, and I've said this on the radio in your absence. If you were not on the radio that night, I don't think Officer Yanez lives. I think what you were able to do and completely take complete control of that situation that night saved so many lives. What say you, sir?
Oh, it's a lot. But I'm very thankful for the Lord above, God, because He's the main one that kept our officer with us, and just got to keep the ball rolling. Like you said, don't give up. It's just the 8th of January. I'm not giving up. We can't give up. These are the good people.
Well, I wasn't giving up in that sense.
Yeah.
I'm cool with this guy. He's a radio show host on this station called Sean Thompson. He's been floating an idea out there, and I'm kind of with it. We got 21 hardcore conservative states. Maybe it's time to separate. I don't know how would you do it. I know the union won't let you go, but maybe it's time to become two countries.
Oh, I don't know. What? The United States of America split us in half?
Almost in half, 21 states.
No, how about we just abide by the Constitution? that one document that has bound us together for so many decades and centuries in some regards. How about we just return to understanding? Because personally, I just don't think many people get it or understand how powerful and how important the United States Constitution is.
They don't care.
I just don't get it.
They don't care. Do you know I argue with my brother all the time about history? He doesn't give a rat's patooey about history. He cares about right now.
Yeah.
And most, especially black people, we all black in here, they only care about right now. They don't care about what the founding fathers did. They hate the founding fathers, probably 96% of black people. And they don't care about history, period. They only care about
you
today.
You got to go back down to the root of that, saying that they don't care about history. A lot of them don't know about history because you go back down to the education and how they were brought up and the parenting. And that's number one. Before even any of the things that's going on now, the first thing you got to do is take it back home, into the communities, no matter where you're at, L.A., Chicago, wherever. A lot of these issues going on throughout the entire states of America, we got to do something better with our youth and bringing them up.
Why can't I choose to be around like-minded people? Not color. My kind doesn't mean my color. It means like-minded. My kind of people that I can relate to. Why can't I choose to do that?
Well, I don't know about the choosing because I actually like being around people who don't think like me.
So do
That's
I.
okay. That's okay because it challenges me to get to know other people. And I'm good with people who are like-minded like me, but I like to really gravitate towards a lot of different people because you start to learn, and that's what needs to happen now.
But Keith, look at the hat he has though. Look at his jacket. So that
Oh,
lets you
Lord.
know.
Don't
I
hate.
didn't see that part. I was
You know
drinking
the
this
type of person
coffee
he
over
is.
here.
I had a prepared statement for this. I was ready for this. We're the #1 team in the NFL. All
God.
roads go through
Commercial.
Green
Let's take this
Bay,
to a commercial break.
Wisconsin.
Oh God.
Don't hate. Don't hate.
But really quickly, guys, I haven't been on the radio in a while, and there was an incident that happened to 2 Bradley police officers while I've been off the radio. I am a proponent for the death penalty. I'm a proponent for the death penalty, but but there was a bill that myself, John Cabello, and a couple other state representatives came up with, and we're going to discuss more of this after the break. But when I read what was in some of the documents, I mean, in some of the court documents, okay, they were there. The cops were responding there for a barking dog. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it?
Yep.
Were you the one that gave out that call, or is there somebody else within the dispatching that actually sent those officers to that call?
Well, which one are we speaking about?
In Chicago.
In Chicago. So I was a dispatcher.
Yeah.
I was a dispatcher, and they came up on the radio, not even for a traffic stop. They just said 10-1, this location. So that's when you had the third officer that we learned. He was on the radio speaking to me, and obviously we all know Ella French, God rest her soul. She, whatever, I haven't seen the footage or whatever happened, but she lost her life, and her third partner, Carlos Yanez, he was also shot, and he's doing well now. But this immediately reminded me of that situation because here you have a sergeant who was a female. Her life was viciously taken away and murdered, you know, and the officer that's standing alongside, who's still in critical condition, ICU, he's fighting for his life. And it just brings back just horrible emotions because it's like this is kind of like the same situation.
Yeah.
You know, one thing about shooting officers and regular people out there that they used to be guys and that was it, gangs, but now it's females. They're targeting all types of people, and you see little blurbs in the media, but you don't really see the actual story as to what took place specifically in this situation.
Yeah. Real quick, go ahead.
How do you keep your cool under that type of pressure?
And
when it comes to all of these different crises that you talk to,
I want you to answer that after the break. Hey, you listening to Black and White Radio on AM 560 Answer. I'm John Anthony, live in studio. Give us a call, 312-642-5600, 312-642-5600. We'll be right back.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
This is Tom from Albuquerque, Santa Fe area in New Mexico. Thanks so much for having Dan and Amy, the Morning Answer, on your radio station. Appreciate it. Succinct and to the point reporting from experts. You guys keep me up to date here in New Mexico, so keep the job going. Appreciate you guys.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
The new year is here, and now is the time to have that beautiful home you've always dreamed about. Imagine how beautiful your home can be by upgrading your bathrooms or a fully remodeled basement. Call Matrix Home Solutions. When it comes to top quality home improvement projects, no other company comes close to Matrix. They focus on the major areas to increase the value of your home and improve your lifestyle. Basement remodeling, bathroom transformations, custom garage flooring, and storage. Take some time today to visit their website, matrixhomesolutions.com, and contact Matrix to discuss some exciting ideas and specific plans for your home. Matrix is the premier choice for renovation services. They deliver an exceptional, professional, and hassle-free experience. Go to matrixhomesolutions.com to view project photo galleries, check out special financing options, and much more. That's MATRIX homesolutions.com. Have that home you've dreamed about now. Matrix Home Solutions, built for you.
It happens every year. Winter. Delivering and receiving supplies and getting people where they need to go can be impossible. Keeping your business's doors and gates working properly to keep out the extreme weather is a major concern. Your business can't afford a loss of income or productivity. Think ahead this winter and call Industrial Door Company of Chicago, Inc. for your commercial door maintenance and security tune-up now. You can't always plan when your doors break down, and it always seems to come at the least convenient time. Industrial Door Company will ensure your doors, grills, gates, and dock equipment are working to specification and give you advice on how to increase the life of your doors. Go online to see a range of products and services at industrialdoor.com and call anytime, 847-258-5620. Their team will be there before the extreme cold weather causes financial losses for your company and assist in your time of need. Since 1982, the Industrial Door Company of Chicago, Inc. takes care of your doors so you can take care of business. Now, more than ever, the world needs leaders of character, strength, and compassion. At St. John's Northwestern Academies, college preparatory education and leader development go hand in hand. And they offer both to girls and boys like you won't find anywhere else. Nestled in southeast Wisconsin's Lake Country, St. John's Northwestern Academy's historic campus provides a secure and inspiring learning environment. 7th through 12th grade students prepare to become tomorrow's leaders through small class sizes, unwavering academic support, and personalized college guidance. Students choose between the award-winning Military Academy or their flourishing Prefect Academy. Both offer challenging academics, unique character building and leadership opportunities, and preparation for college and beyond. A day option and 5 or 7 day boarding options create a college-like atmosphere that attracts students from near and around the world. St. John's Northwestern is now accepting midterm applications. Go to sjnacademies.org to learn why leadership lives here. sjnacademies.org.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying. But I'm only human.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, in studio with my good friend,
Red. Red.
It's all right.
That's the troublemaker himself, Verlon Galloway, and dispatch extraordinaire. What do you call himself?
K-Dog.
Black K-Dog.
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 KDAWG. Capital letters.
Jr. Cat Dog. That's what I'm going to call him until I come up with a better nickname. But you had a question right before the break.
Yeah, I'm sorry to ask you that so close to break. I didn't keep track of time. But how do you keep cool under that type of pressure, dealing with all of this different crises that you deal with on the telephone? Being in nursing, like myself, we deal with it after, but you do it in real time. Yeah. How do you do that? How do you keep your composure? Because I'll be just fumbling at the words. I wouldn't know what to say to comfort anybody. How do you do that?
Well, it's a little backstory to this because I don't think I can speak for everyone. I think everyone is very unique, whether just in this field period, public safety period, we're all unique and bring different experiences. So for me, working as a volunteer firefighter for 2 decades, and being on an ambulance and consistently doing that for many, many years of doing CPR on different individuals and seeing it up close and personal, and then going over to Los Angeles, working South Central for a multitude of years, doing all types of stuff and seeing the craziest of the crazy. It really prepared me when I got behind that computer screen, 4 years ago and became a dispatcher. I never thought I could ever do this. It was the first position I've ever had administratively, and I'm like, this is crazy. But once that first foot pursuit hit, years ago, it's like I jumped back into reality out there with my guys and my girls. And I really try to be what that dispatcher was for me when I was out there, because I was in some situations where I was almost killed, trapped inside of houses, barricaded, all types of different things, pulling out shotguns and gang houses. So I just take it back to putting myself out there in that situation, ensuring that I can do everything that I can do to get those guys home. They deserve it, and I study up on things, and I listen to the radio even when I'm on or off duty, and I just try to perfect my skills. So that's how I do it.
Awesome.
And I didn't know you were a police officer until I heard the Inside Edition interview. We'll get into the Inside Edition interview because that was I I thought that was I thought you did really well on that interview. But now I understand now how you were able to take so much control over the air, because when I first heard the audio, I didn't know you were a dispatcher. I thought it was a sergeant, because when I was a police officer, sergeants were the ones that took control. As dispatchers didn't take that type of control where I was a cop from. Sergeants were the ones that got on the air and cleared the roads, made sure everybody was off the radio. I thought you were a sergeant.
Well, let me be perfectly clear. Some things I did that day were in protocol, and some things I stepped out and I took a risk, and I went against my job and everything else, and I did what I had to do, because fact of the matter is the job does not define me. Keith Thornton is who I am, and that's why I call myself K-Dog. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to save lives. And when you're in that dire situation, it's just like being in the military and things of that nature. You got to do whatever you have to do. And when they said officer was down, then said two of them were down, and you can hear that agony in his voice, I said immediately, it just clicked when I was in LAPD, set that perimeter up. And then he gave me a description perfectly of this guy running this way. And I know the two officers are down. They just shot these officers. Set that perimeter up right now. I'm looking at the map. I see 2 squad cars going right up to the officers. I said, you guys get them. I don't have to tell CPD officers or any other officers out there of what exactly to do when they're coming up to a scene to aid their fellow officers, because they're going to do it.
The training.
They're going to do it.
Your training kicks in.
So I knew they had that covered, but all of the other hundreds of cars that were flying into that scene, as I'm looking at my map, I said, okay, guys, time to go to work. Let's get these guys in custody. And within a matter of a minute and 20 seconds, they got them in custody. Wow. And we got them to the hospital and everything else. But, you have to step out of your norm and take risk, with everything that you do. And that was just one that I did.
Yeah. And when you think about what happened just recently in Bradley, these vicious, savage dogs, that's what I'm going to call them. They're dogs. Shot the officer.
Yeah.
Took her gun jammed.
Yeah.
She begged for her life.
Yeah.
Think about that. Begged for her life to say, please, you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Are you serious? These savage dogs, they should die.
Yeah.
They should die either lethal injection, or I don't care. Because if you have that type of mentality for a person that's doing their job as police officers, you don't deserve to live anymore.
Well, it's just not police officers. Even in the streets now within Chicago and so many other places throughout this country, they're doing the same thing to kids, to females, to adults, to elderly people. They're pulling people out of cars, carjacking them, AK-47s. So with all due respect, it's to so many different people they're doing this to. It's absolutely no respect. And just what happened with her, it's just traumatic. Pleading for your life. She said, you don't have to do this. It's all captured on their body cam. And he did. And it's just very traumatic. The funeral was yesterday. God rest her soul. And, we're going to take it from here. But I'm tired of going to funerals and doing different things of that nature. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I am too. I agree with both of you up to a point.
Here we go.
Up to a point. Because I've been on radio and I've been posed this question. I've been in debates on 2 networks. I do not believe in the death penalty. I believe every life has value, even though that does sound like a savage. If you're locked up for life, your life can be put to use in other ways by the Department of Corrections, and you can still contribute to society. I just don't believe. If you are a proponent of the right to life, you can say, I want babies to be born, and I do. I believe in self-responsibility. Babies should be born. I don't believe even people that commit crimes, these type of crimes, should be put to death. I think that their life can be put to use behind bars.
But wait.
Or even on a chain gang or whatever.
Wait. I didn't even say what I was for. You just threw me right in the category.
Okay, all right.
You just put me to death.
I did assume.
That was targeted to me. Actually.
Yeah.
He actually targeted that to me.
I did. I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm pushing back on John. Okay, so where do you stand?
Well, I'm a wobbler. I'm right in between. So I don't know as of now, how I feel. I keep faith within it, and I think that's God's decision. So I do kind of lean to what you're saying, I can't be the judgment or whatever, for someone's life. But here's the other part as to what you said. We need district attorneys and politicians to actually put these people in prison and keep them in there.
That's true.
We've had people shot on the west side of Chicago, gang shooting, they kill a gang member. And just because this guy's a gang member doesn't mean, that's mutual combatants. So
Right.
they let all of them go. Kim Fox.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's like gangbanger, drug dealer, whatever. I don't judge, period. We don't know who this guy was. The point is his life was viciously taken away from him as well.
Right.
And whomever killed him should be gone.
Okay. This is what I, along with John Cabello and a few others, and we also had Democrat sponsors on this bill as well. What this new death penalty would do, it would only affect murders involving police officers, children under 12 years old, or if you had multiple victims. And it would also fit like some acts of terror. So it was confined. It wasn't everybody gets the death penalty. It was these people that committed these heinous crimes. But I found it strange that Valon's ready to give up on Illinois, but he's okay with.
Oh, that's a low blow. Listen, when it comes to this state and how it's ran, and if people are going to keep on electing these same Marxists and these charlatans, then you get what you deserve. But when it comes to a life, that's so final. It doesn't have to be final.
Yeah,
with the
but
state.
guess what? Guess what? See, when we have these discussions, we always forget about the victims. What about the person who just lost their loved one? What about Officer French's family? This savage beast, dog face pony chump.
Yeah, two of them
gets to live for the rest of his life on taxpayers' dime for an act that he did not have to do. So when you want to talk about life, I believe in life. I'm pro-life. But what this guy did, and then she begged for these people are begging for their lives.
Yeah.
But I'm ready for that.
Get rid of them.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
I don't care how long it takes behind bars. I don't care if it's their last day at 99. They will feel it. One day they're going to feel that their life
Doesn't
was a
matter.
waste.
Doesn't
And
matter.
they're going to feel it. They're going to feel it.
Yeah, but the person dead will never feel it again. And those people have to
the
live
victim,
with that.
and really quick, the victims always feel it as well.
That's right.
Which is the messed up part.
You listen to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
Snitches wanna lie, the snitches wonder why. Snitches wanna die. All I know is pain, all I feel is rain. How can I maintain with madness on my brain? I resort to violence, my killers move in silence. Like you don't know what I style is. New York killers are wild. My dogs is with it. You want it?
He's been called the Mystery Man by the Wall Street Journal, but it's no mystery that Mark Vargas loves America and now stands ready to fight to defend your rights amid the culture war that's raging across our nation. Join Mark tomorrow night at 7 for Mark My Words with Mark Vargas as he brings you exclusive interviews with some of the biggest names from politics, entertainment, and business right here on AM 560. The Answer.
News, I'm Karen McHugh. Despite a disappointing December jobs report, President Biden is feeling upbeat.
The president glossed over the bad, turning instead to the good. Unemployment falling to 3.9%.
The sharpest one-year drop in unemployment in United States history. And we have added 6.4 million new jobs since January of last year.
The president credited his agenda for getting America back on its feet.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. The Brits make a decision regarding a fourth COVID shot.
UK government advisors are recommending against giving a fourth dose of COVID-19 vaccines to nursing home residents and people over 80. They cite data showing that a third shot offers lasting protection, about 90% for 3 months, against hospital admissions.
Fox's Paul Stevens. America is listening to Fox News.
Feed My Starving Children believes hope starts with food. As a Christian nonprofit, we are dedicated to seeing every child whole in body and spirit. We work with food distribution partners in over 70 countries that stay with communities for the long haul, empowering them to move from relief to development. Our meals are developed by food science and nutrition professionals to supplement nutritional needs and reduce problems with malnutrition. Nutrition allows children to grow, thrive, and develop to their full potential. Maybe you've funded or packed meals for kids around the world as a volunteer with Feed My Starving Children. Now make it part of a meaningful career. Feed My Starving Children is hiring passionate world changers who want to use their talents to feed kids, feed spirits, and empower communities across the globe from right here in our community. Full-time and part-time positions are available. See current job openings at fmsc.org/careers. That's fmsc.org/careers.
When you're serious about your concealed carry training and education and are ready to learn from an active police officer with a teaching degree, check out Illinois Concealed Carry Training in Midlothian. You'll learn safe, responsible firearm use, home defense planning, conflict avoidance, situational awareness, and how to remain physically, morally, and financially safe in the event you must use your firearm in self-defense or the defense of another. Weekday and weekend classes available.
I'm Sergeant Gary Carr, police firearms trainer and the owner of Illinois Concealed Carry Training. We'll arm you with what really counts: knowledge and training. All concealed carry curriculums are not created equal. This may be the single most important decision you'll ever make for yourself and your loved ones. Choose between 3 and 16-hour classes that are available both weekdays and weekends. We are your one-stop for concealed carry classes, fingerprints, and legal defense plans.
To register for a class or purchase a self-defense legal service plan, go to icct.us. icct.us.
Are you tired of looking at your old, outdated kitchen cabinets? You know, cabinets make the kitchen, but who can afford tens of thousands of dollars for a complete kitchen remodel? Well, here's what you do.
Call Crumweedy.
Redo cabinets by Crumweedy Home Pros in as little as 3 days, with as little as $125 a month, with no payments and no interest for 18 months. You can transform your kitchen. Kitchen cabinet refacing is the economical way to update your kitchen quickly. And nobody does it better than the guys you trust at Crumweedy Home Pros. Get the style you want and the colors you want. Transform your kitchen quickly. Kitchen cabinet refacing by Crumweedy Home Pros. As little as $125 a month with no interest and no payments for 18 months. They can also help you update other parts of your kitchen too.
Call Crumweedy.
And ask about getting an additional $500 off your job by mentioning this ad. Remember, kitchenisneedy.com. kitchenisneedy.com. 630-595-8020 for a free consultation.
You own or run a business. You've heard that PrintSmart Printing is the printer for your business. As you're putting together your print jobs for 2022, contact PrintSmart and become a PrintSmart VIP. All it takes is a phone call. Just your name and your business. No obligation, no forms, just your name and your business. As a PrintSmart VIP, you'll get 10% off all your printing needs in 2022, plus expedited service. It's time to make a true business printer your partner in 2022. It's time to switch to PrintSmart.
Hi, I'm Mike Burke, and I'm just like you. I'm passionate about what I do. I take pride in doing a great job and surround myself with people that are the same. We do it the right way. PrintSmart can handle any print job, big or small. And each one matters, and each one gets our best work.
Call and become a PrintSmart VIP. 10% off all your orders in 2022 and expedited service. Do business with a true business printer that shares your values. PrintSmart. 630-434-2000. PrintSmartPrinting.com. PrintSmartPrinting.com.
Let's get it to him, baby girl. Hey. That's right.
Black and Right continues on AM 560. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio. I'm not going to do it to you this time. The troublemaker himself, Verlon Galloway. And K-Dog, Keith Thornton Jr.
Right.
You don't mind if I don't say the A, do you? Or do you like the whole Keith A. Thornton Jr.?
Yeah, you say whatever you want to say.
Okay, hey, sounds good.
I've heard worse names. Okay?
Oh, I'm sure. Especially being a cop. Probably doing a dispatch, too, when people call in.
Everything.
Hey, let's go to the phone lines. Candace, welcome back to Black and Right. Thanks so much for holding.
Hey, guys. You guys sound like you're having fun. Shh, Reagan. Sorry. I have been watching the show Yellowstone in 1883 a lot because, they get justice on that show, and I like that. I like seeing it, and everybody's going towards nostalgia, being that we're living in a pseudo-communist world now that we're not used to. I think that we should do billboards and create public tension and pressure against Lori Lightfoot and Kim Foxx, because you're never going to get people these liberal whites to vote against Kim Foxx.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
But you will get the people who are affected by the crime to do so.
Yeah.
And I really think that you guys need a campaign.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before, Candace. The problem is finding those people, and Keith's not so much up. He doesn't adhere to a party. But the problem is finding Republicans who can go into these communities and clearly articulate it. We have somebody like Pastor Corey Brooks, who does it week after week. and I wish you would have been at a meeting we were at a GOP meeting, and he chastised the Republican Party. And it was one of the greatest speeches that I've ever heard with a black Republican going after the Illinois GOP. It was an amazing thing. That's the key. How do we find these people? And I'm one of them. I go into the communities and speak, but I'm just one person. Pastor Corey Brooks is just one person. We both have different platforms. Keith Thornton is out there. He's not doing it so much on a political scale, but he's doing it more on an overall view of how do we really fix the problems. Screw who gets the credit. Let's fix the problems.
Yep.
So thanks so much for calling, Candace. Appreciate it. I always appreciate when you call in.
Thank you.
All right.
God.
But she brought up Kim Fox.
Yeah, exactly.
What do we do with that?
That's a big problem. We can blame things solely on this person, that person, whatever, but it all boils down to this is just like we got to get unified, up as in terms of people, the politicians have got to step into the situation and do their job. And she's absolutely not doing a damn thing, and I mean, you got to hold these people accountable.
Yeah.
Back when I was in school, here's an example. If you didn't do your homework or whatever, the teacher said, okay, that's one strike. The next one I'm calling home to mom and dad. My homework was done. And guess what? If it wasn't, mom and dad was getting a phone call and I was going to get, the business. And it didn't happen again. You have criminals who are shooting, killing, mugging, carjacking, throwing people from vehicles, leaving babies on the street, walking around. The other day we had a baby with nothing on but a pamper.
In this cold weather.
In this cold weather. And not a parent even called in and say, hey, my kid's missing. There's nothing being done to these individuals. And it goes down to Kim Fox, the district attorney. She's doing nothing. We need 3 strike rules.
Yeah.
We need somebody to come in heavy hand and
because it's accountability, right?
It is. The officers are arresting these people, and they're right back on the streets.
Right.
You'll never get a 3 strikes law. Not here in Chicago. You'll never get a 3 strikes law.
I will never say never. We need to get people, just like the last caller just stated, we need to come together and unify and bring our people together. It should not matter, Republican, Democrat, progressive, super liberal. All people need to get together. We have good and bad in all of our parties, and we need to say, hey, let's unify and get the right people in office.
You can say it shouldn't be Marxist, liberal, or the Republican, Democrat, all you want. It's going to be looked at as a heavy hammer on black people. Because we're the ones committing 90% of the crime. I'm sorry.
Well, number one, here's the other thing.
Truth.
Hold on. That needs to be stated.
Yeah.
Because that's not being stated.
No.
I say black on black crime, and people say that's not going on.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, wait, hold on. We do that here on this show. We not only do we point out because I think so many times, in order to fix a problem, you gotta know what the problem is.
No, we know what the problem is. Yeah. We know. See, there's a clear line of defense. We know what the problem is. We need to acknowledge the problem.
Yes.
Okay. The more we just keep making excuses, nothing's gonna happen. It's just like the mayor. She tosses everything at everyone else. Yeah. It's the police superintendent.
How are you gonna do that when Black Lives Matter has taken over the party? Yeah, I mean, federally, locally, the state, they are scared of Black Lives Matter.
Real quick. I think another discussion that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and we'll discuss this more after the break, and we'll take Phil from Blue Island's call as well, is it's not just Kim Fox.
Yeah.
It's the judges as well.
Oh, heck
it's the judicial system.
Yeah.
And we're hiring these George Soros type puppets.
Yeah.
Who do crime will pay for them. Mm-hmm. The more that we need government in our lives, and that's what's happening.
Well, it's just like this junk they just came out with, all the way up from the governor, where individuals who are on what's this? We'll get back to it. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, AM 560, The Answer. We'll be right back in 30 seconds from now.
I love it. You listen to the Black and Right. That's Keith Thornton Jr., the troublemaker himself. I'm John Anthony. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. We'll be right back.
I'm feeding the meter. They got the iron while I got the steamer. I bring the fire, but you never seen her. I testify, I don't need a subpoena. They want my soul, better go to Korea. I love my dog just like I'm Peter.
Hi, it's Amy. And as you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike's now changing the game with his 6-piece towel set. The set is made with USA cotton, making it extremely absorbent, yet still providing that soft feel you look for in a towel. I can't tell you how much I love mine. The set comes with 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths, typically retailing for $110. But for a limited time, you can get this set for as low as $39.99 with promo code Amy. That's right, $39.99, but only for a limited time when you use promo code AMY. And remember, all MyPillow products come with a 60-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-489-0201, use promo code Amy, or go to MyPillow.com and make sure you use that promo code Amy. That number again, 800-489-0201, promo code Amy.
Daily stress is a big deal. Fact is, the terrible impact of stress is very deadly and shortens our lives. Stressed individuals attract diseases, just like blood in the water attracts sharks. Hi, this is Dr. David Kolbaba. I'm the show host of Health Quest Radio, the longest-running health news and science show in Chicago. And for over 33 years, we share practical concepts from a natural healthcare perspective to minimize the need for all those dangerous drugs and risky surgeries. Today, it's our dirt cheap adrenal stress index test. No blood, just spit. You know, most people flunk on their first go-around, signaling adrenal gland distress. And then following our stress-busting strategies, most individuals pass their second test with flying colors. So if you can spare a little spit, call and purchase your first dirt cheap adrenal stress index test, and we'll hold that same special low price for your follow-up test. Call 800-794-1855. You can't get any cheaper than dirt cheap. 800-794-1855. And be sure to tune into Health Quest Radio this Saturday morning at 11.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. We hear plenty from the media and liberals about following the science when it comes to the pandemic. Why then did New York City choose race and social inequity over actual case rates and transmission risk in their distribution of COVID tests? Bill de Blasio's administration explicitly excluded the neighborhood with the highest transmission rate from their network of testing sites, while putting 13 in a more diverse neighborhood with lower risk for community transmission. That's not following the science. It's politicized rationing for virtue signaling and the kind of racial divisiveness that wounds more deeply than it heals. But this was only made possible by the scandalous failure of Joe Biden's administration to push massive test development and production. The White House repeatedly failed numerous promises to deliver tests, even while pushing mandates that include testing. Biden and his team created both the shortage and demand that allows tin pot politicians to ration needed good for their own political benefit. This demonstrates the danger of central planning and the long-term risk to economic, political, and health liberty.
Back to Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm on the lows, making moves. I need some room. Always cold.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. How you like my bumper music, Keith? You like that bumper music?
I like it. I love it.
Got a very eclectic bumper music list.
Well, you know, my favorite is trap music.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So, yeah.
Oh, so you like Keith and all those guys.
Hey, they can't take the hood out of me.
Well, it's not called trap music anymore. It's called drill music.
Drill.
See, drill.
Drill.
They do drills. That mean they going to kill.
Yeah, look at this.
Wow.
Chief Keef and all the rest of them, that's called drill music.
Why his name got to be Keith, too? Okay. So they call me Chief Keef at work.
Really, Chief?
Yeah.
Wow.
I said, look, don't be getting me caught up with that.
We should probably call him Chief Keef.
Oh,
right?
Lord.
You don't have to worry about Chief Keef. He got ran out of Chicago. He's in L.A. now.
Yeah. Living the life of Riley, as some would say. But, Valon, Troublemaker, thanks so much for joining. Keith,
no
thanks
problem.
so much for joining me today. All right, Valon, I'm sure this call is for you,
Well,
I think.
First, we got to see what he's talking about.
We'll see.
All right.
Phil from Blue Island, welcome back to Black and Right.
Thank you, my brother. Still with you. I haven't left you.
That, brother.
Look here. Let me ask a question. Are police in support of the NRA?
I'm sure there's some. I know some that are not. I know police officers that are not gun advocates. They hate.
But if you wanted to throw out a number, maybe 50%, 75% for, or whatever.
I'm clueless to what that number would be, but help me understand where the line is going.
Right, is that we're at this point? I mean, especially the right to bear arms. We're talking about muskets to AR-14, 15, whatever they're calling them. So we're reaping what we're sowing today in this society because we're allowing all these. I don't really know how all these people get all these guns. To be honest,
they go to the store and they buy them.
Or I understand that, but if you have a record, you're not supposed to be able to just go to the store and buy a gun.
Yeah.
So even with that statement that you just made, we're actually reaping what we're sowing.
Well, Phil,
wait. Let him finish.
I'm just going to. Okay.
Let him finish. Go ahead, Phil.
To allow, especially all these guns in a so-called peaceful land like America. It's supposed to. Ain't no wars fought over here.
So Phil, what are you proposing? Do you believe that they should repeal the Second Amendment? Do you think people should have the right to bear arms?
No, I'm just saying that.
No, answer the question first.
I think the laws should be followed. The laws, if you got a mental issue, if you got a record, you should not be able to.
Hey, Phil, you do realize. Wait, hold on, Phil. I got to stop you now. You do realize Chicago at one point had one of the tightest restrictions on guns, and yet they were still killing people. But yet you come out into the suburbs, you don't see a lot. Now it happens. Don't get me wrong, it happens. But you're not seeing. So when you're saying that chickens coming home to roost, basically what you're saying, because guns, dude, it's not gun ownership. Just tell me one time a gun pulled the trigger for somebody. It has never happened. It's the individual behind the gun.
And I'm gonna jump in there.
That doesn't make sense to me.
He said that doesn't make sense.
Is it Phil?
Yeah, go ahead.
Phil, this
Yes,
is
sir.
Keith. I hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. Hey, you said several words that correlated with me. You said we're. And when you say we are, that which is basically what that means, you're throwing yourself into that category and you said we're allowing this. So my question is, with you allowing this, you being a part of that statistic, are you voting for these things that's going on? Because we as individuals that are out here, we are the voters. This is the nonsense that is coming out through the laws, which you've brought up that you don't like. We are the ones that's voting for this. And you've said that out of your own mouth several times because I listened very closely and it's just dispatching me, right? So my question is, what have you voted for in terms of this, of allowing these individuals, to get these different things? Because we do have laws that allow individuals to do that. So what have you done?
There's not a lot of laws that are proposed that would limit access to guns unless you're mental. There's not a lot of if you can tell me the last law that was saying if you're a felon, all these laws are in place. That's why I said earlier that the laws need to be
So my
followed,
question
and
to
they
you,
need to be-
really quick, you brought up in the very beginning of your conversation, you asked, do police officers support the NRA? First of all, that's a very, very broad question. You can't do this. It's a million officers out there throughout the country. There's yay and nay to both situations, right? Not all officers are Republican, Democrat. We're all different, But then now what you're bringing up is something completely different from officers. It's going back to citizens themselves, criminals. Your problem is more towards the individuals who have mental illnesses. You're stating that they should not have access to guns, and criminals. So which side are you on? Are you saying yay, nay to police, or is this a criminal matter? Because we're standing with the
I'm saying. Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead. That's the question. Where are you at? Because you're all over the place.
45 seconds, Phil.
I don't think I'm all over the place. I'm just saying, as a society that supports gun ownership and that allows illegal guns to infiltrate communities or get into hands that they shouldn't get into, and you're talking about Kim Foxx, and this is not a Kim Foxx problem. This problem has gone way before Kim Foxx. I mean, I ain't gonna go back to
there's no way to
but
stop. There's no law you can create, Phil, to stop that from happening.
We reap what we sow. Thank you, Verlon.
Okay, so you
we've not really.
So it's either repeal the Second Amendment,
right?
Or
that's what he's saying.
That's it. Because you're trying to see. I said it in the first place. So you just don't believe people should have guns.
Right.
That's it.
Phil, real quick. And I'm gonna hold you on the line because I like this discussion. Here's what I would have to say to you. You talked about the Second Amendment. Don't forget the First Amendment went from Quill to the internet. Don't forget that. You listening to Black and White Radio. I'm John Anthony. We'll be right back.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, Doctors Economos, Gevalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology, such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930. That's 630-830-4930. Or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
Now, more than ever, the world needs leaders of character, strength, and compassion. At St. John's Northwestern Academies, college preparatory education and leader development go hand in hand. And they offer both to girls and boys like you won't find anywhere else. Nestled in southeast Wisconsin's Lake Country, St. John's Northwestern Academy's historic campus provides a secure and inspiring learning environment. 7th through 12th grade students prepare to become tomorrow's leaders through small class sizes, unwavering academic support, and personalized college guidance. Students choose between the award-winning Military Academy or their flourishing Prefect Academy. Both offer challenging academics, unique character building and leadership opportunities, and preparation for college and beyond. A day option and 5 or 7 day boarding options create a college-like atmosphere that attracts students from near and around the world. St. John's Northwestern is now accepting midterm applications. Go to sjnacademies.org to learn why leadership lives here. sjnacademies.org.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. I love that song. On AM 560, The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, in studio with my good friend, the troublemaker himself, Alon Galloway, and Keith Thornton Jr. K-Dog.
That's it.
Chief Keith.
Pow, pow.
But before the break, we were talking with Philip from Blue Island. Philip, and I think sometimes we harp so much on the Second Amendment that we forget the rest of the amendments. And, and I made that comment about the First Amendment because the Second Amendment is just as important, and if not more important, than the First Amendment. Because if we lose the Second Amendment, there is no First Amendment. And I think a lot of people know and understand that, and that's why I fight tooth and nail to ensure that we will forever have the Second Amendment, because foreign countries fear the fact that America is an armed populace. And if we ever lose that, I think America's gone. America's completely lost.
That's true.
Okay, I don't understand. If we lose it, what's going to happen?
How does the populace
invader going to come in?
How does the populace protect itself from the government? How does the populace?
See, that's Verline went into this little thing earlier about separating the United States. I don't know if Verline wants to go down to Mississippi, he can have it. Go quickly. But the fact that all we need to do is follow. Get back into following, like you said, John, the Constitution.
Yeah.
We need to reconstitute ourselves. Yeah. We need to bring it back into the schools so the kids will learn the Constitution and what our laws are and then what's right and what's wrong. But again, we taking so many things out.
Yeah.
Of the educational system, taking out wood shop, taking out the things that are auto shop, and all the things
how are you going to do that? How are you going to do what you're saying when the kids can't?
Phil, I gotta let you go. Thanks.
When the kids can't even pledge allegiance to the flag.
Right, I had to let him go because
that's fine. That's fine. But that's the one basic thing that the ACLU got kicked out of the classroom.
Yeah.
Pledge allegiance.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Neil, I like what Neil has to say. Neil, welcome to Black and Right.
Welcome. The Second Amendment protects all the other amendments, number one.
Yes.
And number two, when you ban something, it has just the opposite effect.
That's true.
That's just the way it is.
Yes. Thank you so much.
you take you ban the law-abiding citizen from having the guns. Only the bad guys are going to have the guns.
That's right.
That's right.
And I mean,
Period.
And with the way the government is now dictating and controlling what we're doing, and they're just usurping the Constitution, I want to be able to be armed.
And that was the premise for the Second Amendment.
That's right.
When they wrote the Constitution, it was to protect us from the government.
Yeah. Hey Neil, I gotta go. I gotta clear these phones. But thank you so much for calling in. Thank you so much for listening. Happy New Year. Let's go to Nick from Kenosha. This might be interesting. Nick, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Sorry, I was just telling you. Have you ever heard of Colin Noir?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Second Amendment.
Yeah, I was just saying that you should turn Phil on to him.
Yeah, I love him, and I'm actually trying to get him on the show for this new year. So thanks so much, Nick. Let's go. All right, we go in the first hour with Candace. Candace, go.
Okay, I would like to personally debate Phil on the show.
Let's do it.
for a long debate. But here's what my comment is.
30 seconds.
I pay the NRA. The NRA is my lobby. Okay. So the NRA is not some separate group. We are paying them to protect our rights.
That's right.
For our rights. Because who else is going to? Politicians?
No. Candace, you're right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And Candace, we got to go to break. You're listening to Black and Right, Hour 1 in the books. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back with Hour 2. And we're going to discuss a few things that's happening in the federal government as well. We'll be right back. Black and Right Radio.
The new year is here, and now is the time to have that beautiful home you've always dreamed about. Imagine how beautiful your home can be by upgrading your bathrooms or a fully remodeled basement. Call Matrix Home Solutions. When it comes to top quality home improvement projects, no other company comes close to Matrix. They focus on the major areas to increase the value of your home and improve your lifestyle. Basement remodeling, bathroom transformations, custom garage flooring, and storage. Take some time today to visit their website, matrixhomesolutions.com, and contact Matrix to discuss some exciting ideas and specific plans for your home. Matrix is the premier choice for renovation services. They deliver an exceptional, professional, and hassle-free experience. Go to matrixhomesolutions.com to view project photo galleries, check out special financing options, and much more. That's MATRIX homesolutions.com. Have that home you've dreamed about now. Matrix Home Solutions, built for you.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com. On the AM 560 mobile app. Tune in, iHeart, and on Odyssey.
Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. Despite a disappointing December jobs report, President Biden is feeling upbeat.
The president glossed over the bad, turning instead to the good. Unemployment falling to 3.9%.
The sharpest one-year drop in unemployment in United States history. And we have added 6.4 million new jobs since January of last year.
The president credited his agenda for getting America back on its feet.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. The Brits make a decision regarding a fourth COVID shot.
UK government advisors are recommending against giving a fourth dose of COVID-19 vaccines to nursing home residents and people over 80. They cite data showing that a third shot offers lasting protection, about 90% for 3 months, against hospital admissions.
Fox's Paul Stevens. America is listening to Fox News.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. We hear plenty from the media and liberals about following the science when it comes to the pandemic. Why then did New York City choose race and social inequity over actual case rates and transmission risk in their distribution of COVID tests? Bill de Blasio's administration explicitly excluded the neighborhood with the highest transmission rate from their network of testing sites, while putting 13 in a more diverse neighborhood with lower risk for community transmission. That's not following the science. It's politicized rationing for virtue signaling and the kind of racial divisiveness that wounds more deeply than it heals. But this was only made possible by the scandalous failure of Joe Biden's administration to push massive test development and production. The White House repeatedly failed numerous promises to deliver tests, even while pushing mandates that include testing. Biden and his team created both the shortage and demand that allows tin pot politicians to ration needed good for their own political benefit. This demonstrates the danger of central planning and the long-term risk to economic, political, and health liberty.
Now, your official weather forecast.
Tonight, some areas of freezing drizzle ending after midnight. Keep an eye out for icy spots with a low of 24. Breezy tomorrow with clouds giving way to some sunshine. Turning colder during the afternoon with a high 25, but temperatures falling into the middle teens. Plan with confidence. Download the redesigned AccuWeather app today. I'm Gregory Patrick on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com. He's been called the Mystery Man by the Wall Street Journal, but it's no mystery that Mark Vargas loves America and now stands ready to fight to defend your rights amid the culture war that's raging across our nation. Join Mark tomorrow night at 7 for Mark My Words with Mark Vargas, as he brings you exclusive interviews with some of the biggest names from politics, entertainment, and business, right here on AM 560. The Answer.
The new year is here, and now is the time to have that beautiful home you've always dreamed about. Imagine how beautiful your home can be by upgrading your bathrooms or a fully remodeled basement. Call Matrix Home Solutions. When it comes to top quality home improvement projects, no other company comes close to Matrix. They focus on the major areas to increase the value of your home and improve your lifestyle. Basement remodeling, bathroom transformations, custom garage flooring, and storage. Take some time today to visit their website, matrixhomesolutions.com, and contact Matrix to discuss some exciting ideas and specific plans for your home. Matrix is the premier choice for renovation services. They deliver an exceptional, professional, and hassle-free experience. Go to matrixhomesolutions.com to view project photo galleries, check out special financing options, and much more. That's MATRIX homesolutions.com. Have that home you've dreamed about now. Matrix Home Solutions, built for you.
It's said that if you don't like the weather, just wait a few minutes and it'll change. Well, the weather isn't the only thing changing. According to our latest research, local business owners today are saying it's getting harder to sustain their business than it was just a few months ago. They also told us that targeting the right audience with their advertising messages is more important than ever. At Salem Surround, our team of local in-market experts take that seriously. We utilize the latest research in marketing technology to deliver media plans that will exceed your expectations. Let Salem Surround show you how we can solve for your marketing challenges by bringing nationwide resources while delivering Main Street solutions. Salem Surround is here to help you through the constant changes. We promise we'll help your business stay ahead of the changing weather.
Prepare your business for the new year with a no-cost, no-obligation analysis of your company's digital footprint. Visit surroundchicago.com. That's surroundchicago.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560, The Answer.
I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot. Just like the fajita.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of Black and Right Radio on AM 560 The Answer. If you missed that first hour, let me tell you where to go. 560theanswer.com. Click on the podcast, Black and Right Radio with John Anthony. Download if you're an Apple subscriber, you're the best person in the world. If you're a Google Android, shame on you. You need to switch. And download the podcast so that you don't have to, sit and you can listen to the entirety of the show without any commercial breaks. Please go do that. Follow me. If you look at Black and Right, if you go on Facebook on Black and Right Radio or TikTok Black and Right Radio, you'll see I have a link tree. You can follow all of my platforms there. Download them, subscribe to all of the platforms, because I'm telling you, 2022 is going to be the year where Black and Right Radio is going to unleash and be so impactful and truthful in how we deal with where we find ourselves as far as losing our nation. With that said, give us a call, 312-642-5600. That's 312-642-5600. I'm so happy to have my good friend, my pal, my buddy,
Red.
Let's do it. I'll probably never wear that suit again, but
I know. I'm so sorry, DJ Pete. I'm so sorry for ruining this song for you. That song is played in honor of my buddy Villan, the Troublemaker Galloway. The reason why, I think we should talk about why, though, right, Villan?
Go
What
ahead,
happened?
talk about it.
Okay, so you had a red velvet suede jacket with red velvet suede shoes.
Suede shoes.
Oh boy.
Oh, he was at the Freedom Summit. He had that on at the Freedom Summit.
Yeah, that's when it took off.
So, who was it? Somebody called in and called you Red Velvet. Who was it? I forget who it was.
Oh God! You know what?
I don't remember.
I don't remember
Well,
exactly.
while you
who it
think
was.
about that, I'm also happy to have K-Dog himself, Keith Thornton Jr. If you guys don't remember who Keith Thornton Jr. was, when Chicago had that shooting, Officer Ella French and Officer Yanez, Officer French lost her life. I'm glad I know their names because we had a mayor and a superintendent who couldn't even enunciate. That's one thing you don't do.
Yeah.
When you're going out,
Yeah.
when an officer has died or something has happened to your officers. Keith Thornton Jr., thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey, it's a pleasure.
You having fun?
I'm having a great time.
That's so good.
And you just riled me up by mentioning that name.
Oh.
Because the mayor, we lost, and God bless his soul, firefighter EMT of the Chicago Fire Department, Mashawn Plummer. We lost him the last several weeks at the deadly fire. He went in, a true hero, black man from Inglewood, working the northwest side of Chicago, Belmont Cragen, 2 o'clock in the morning. Went in, did his job, lost his life. They pulled out several victims. One, unfortunately, was deceased. God rest his soul. But they got other individuals who are currently in the hospital, and hopefully they make a great recovery. But she never even showed up to the scene.
Yeah.
Never tended to any of the family to help them out. And just horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. See, I listen. People say all you care about is Republicans, conservatives. No, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the New York mayor, Mayor Adams. I just followed his Twitter feed. He basically told them, we're not shutting down New York.
Right.
We're not going to be shutting down these schools and kids. And he's a former police officer as well. So police officers think differently. We see things, we see problems, and we attack it from a solution. How do we get to the bottom of this? How do we fix what the problem is? And that's why I think police officers make great leaders, and especially, not all of them, don't get me wrong, especially when in state government, because they get it, they feel it, they've been there, they understand how the laws that are passed affect people, their job, and affect the community at wide. And that's why they're able to see the minutia, and I was almost said something else, but they're able to push through that all. And they're able to say, no, your policies are not working.
Yeah.
I know because I'm living through it.
I seen him being interviewed by George Stephanopoulos. Yeah, he's going to be good on crime. That's number one. He's going to be good as far as not locking down New York. So that's going to be good for business. But he's very wishy-washy. Matter of fact, no, he's not wishy-washy. He said that he's going to go along with the mask mandates and the mandates of the vaccine. So
that's a problem.
Out of three, he fails on the big one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Crime is a big one too.
Yeah.
Crime is a very big one. And business is a big one. So out of the big three, he fails on one.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta hit crime first because you have no businesses, you have nothing else.
Right.
People's taxes are going up. I mean, excuse me. Well, it's going up, but property taxes are going down. Where they live at, it's out of control.
That's only in Chicago.
No, New York is high. New York is pretty high.
Well, what I'm saying, New York, Chicago, wherever property, because we're talking about crime.
Oh, right.
So if you don't fight and tackle crime, I mean, it affects so many other areas of government because they now have to find a way to fix all the issues that crime has caused.
Yeah.
But listen, I have been listening to Governor Ron DeSantis. I don't care who you are, and if you're running for governor, you're running for office, no matter what state you reside in, because I have people that listen in all 50 states here. Actually, 62 countries have listened to this show. I'm going to tell you this. If you do not sound like Ron DeSantis, if you are not succinct, if you are not concrete, if you are not crystal clear in where you stand, I will not vote for you. I will not push for you. Because if we need more people who have leadership, who understand what leadership is, who understand how their decisions affect so many people, and who also has an opening ear to even listening. He also listens to his detractors, people who disagree with him.
Yeah.
But if you don't sound like this across America and you're running for office, you're dead to me.
I can tell you this. We are not letting anybody impose restrictions or mandates on the people of Florida. That is totally off the table. That is not going to stand. You can make decisions for yourself and your family that you see fit. To impose social distancing mandates with a variant that is airborne, go read the MIT study that they did in 2020, which says if you have an aerosolized airborne pathogen, 6 feet, it's obsolete. If you're in an area with something, it's going to be in the air. That's just the reality with Omicron. It is way.
There's no ambiguity in his statement.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right?
Straight to the
He's
point.
great. Straight to the point.
To the point. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Now, and we're not falling back. We're not going to allow you to shame us and based upon, because Florida has per capita one of the largest senior citizen populations across America.
Yeah.
And they're not dying.
He took care of them first.
Which is what every state should have done.
Well, what I really liked that he stated and pointed out was the fact that you can choose to do what you want. If you feel that you need to wear a mask and you need to be socially distanced with your family, go for it. And that's exactly what needs to take place across the board in all types of different situations, and it goes once again back to family and parenting. Do what you have to do.
That's right.
Yeah, but you can't impose things on a whole entire, just realm of
But Keith,
people.
on this show, Valon and I, we if that's what you want to do, if you want to go and you can get 17,000 shots if you want. And I'm okay with that. That's your right. That's your prerogative. Just don't come after me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get it. I've had it. I've had it twice. So I have, this thing called antibodies. This thing, I if I get it again, it was the first time was worse. Second time, all I lost was my taste and smell, Keith. That was it. But he continues.
Way more contagious. Now, it's much less pathogenic than Delta. There's no question about that, too. But the notion that we would be imposing any type of mandates or restrictions on people is insane. I cannot believe they're closing schools in these other states. I mean, have we learned nothing throughout this whole time? They're sacrificing these poor, and most of them are poor and low-income kids that are bearing the brunt of this.
Is he lying?
No, he's not lying.
Is he lying?
And unfortunately, in urban areas, it's doing nothing but hurting, the actual children. Because I could tell you right now, you pick up the police scanner and listen to it in the city of Chicago. A lot of these children now who are stuck at home, their parents, most of them, are not there.
Yeah.
A lot of them in some areas aren't there. So you have a 6-year-old as the oldest taking care of the 2-year-old, the 3-year-old, and the set of twins.
Right.
A generation of kids have just lost out. You'll never get that back. They've lost 150,000 CPS kids.
Yeah.
Well, the money that they pour into the schools, I think like $27,000, probably more per child, then that should be going to these individuals to take care of their children as well.
And I told you about a stat. Since the start of the pandemic, we had 145 homicide victims. My buddy Mark Vargas posted this, who were school-aged children, and only 7 people who died from COVID. 145 homicide victims, 7 that died from COVID. Tell me our priorities are not screwed up. You listen to the Black and White Radio on AM 560 The Answer. We'll be right back.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
This is Tom from Albuquerque, Santa Fe area in New Mexico. Thanks so much for having Dan and Amy, the Morning Answer, on your radio station. Appreciate it. Succinct and to the point reporting from experts. You guys keep me up to date here in New Mexico, so keep the job going. Appreciate you guys.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
The new year is here, and now is the time to have that beautiful home you've always dreamed about. Imagine how beautiful your home can be by upgrading your bathrooms or a fully remodeled basement. Call Matrix Home Solutions. When it comes to top quality home improvement projects, no other company comes close to Matrix. They focus on the major areas to increase the value of your home and improve your lifestyle. Basement remodeling, bathroom transformations, custom garage flooring, and storage. Take some time today to visit their website, matrixhomesolutions.com, and contact Matrix to discuss some exciting ideas and specific plans for your home. Matrix is the premier choice for renovation services. They deliver an exceptional, professional, and hassle-free experience. Go to matrixhomesolutions.com to view project photo galleries, check out special financing options, and much more. That's MATRIX homesolutions.com. Have that home you've dreamed about now. Matrix Home Solutions, built for you.
When you're serious about your concealed carry training and education and are ready to learn from an active police officer with a teaching degree, check out Illinois Concealed Carry Training in Midlothian. You'll learn safe, responsible firearm use, home defense planning, conflict avoidance, situational awareness, and how to remain physically, morally, and financially safe in the event you must use your firearm in self-defense or the defense of another. Weekday and weekend classes available.
I'm Sergeant Gary Carr, police firearms trainer and the owner of Illinois Concealed Carry Training. We'll arm you with what really counts, knowledge and training. All concealed carry curriculums are not created equal. This may be the single most important decision you'll ever make for yourself and your loved ones. Choose between 3 and 16-hour classes that are available both weekdays and weekends. We are your one-stop for concealed carry classes, fingerprints, and legal defense plans.
To register for a class or purchase a self-defense legal service plan, go to icct.us. icct.us. Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
A quote from Winston Churchill: "You don't make the poor richer by making the rich poorer."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. The Answer. I love when Off Daddy's not here. I'm able to sing some of my, although I can't sing, I'm able to hum at least some of the bumper music.
You know when your humming's bad, you
know
messed
you're
up.
bad. Wait, especially when you don't use words, you just you hear yourself.
Right.
It's like no, cut it out. Thanks so much, DJ Pete. But I'm so happy to have my buddy. I'm not gonna play this song. All right.
Well, thank you.
maybe at the end of the show I'll play it. Or I'm just sneaking in while you're talking.
Whatever.
The troublemaker himself, Verlon Galloway. Thanks for joining me, man.
No problem. Anytime.
And K-Dog, Keith Thornton, Chief Keith Thornton Jr. I'm telling you, the guy who saved a life, and I'm sure you're forever. You're somebody who Officer Yanas will forever be thankful for.
I appreciate that.
You know?
And, I was the voice on the radio that night, and that's a done deal, We got to move forward. But one thing I promised to this city is, I'm going to be a voice for them as well now.
Yeah.
People have to start stepping up in the community.
And I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because it's been something on my mind to ask you for like an hour.
Let's go.
What gave you the need to speak up against this mayor and these problems that
See,
we have?
you always do that to me.
What? What we think alike?
You always do that to me.
We think alike.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Because not everybody knows. I mean, not everybody. At least some of the people that listen to my show, they don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I actually have some audio. That was gonna save.
Wait,
that for the third
what
hour.
are you guys talking about?
I was gonna save that for the third hour. Just
we had a
basically
whole
saying-
thing for you with extra.
Well, wait.
and everything
I
else.
guess they better wait till the third
Yeah,
hour.
let's wait until the
Okay,
third hour.
all right.
I want to save that for the third hour
All right,
because
all
I
right.
really think that's going to be.
Don't forget that question.
That's going to be some good radio. You always do that to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I know that's
Okay,
good. Stay in the
good.
dark. Stay in the dark about that. But I want to really quickly play another aspect of that DeSantis audio clip because I think this is such a true statement that he makes about you having all these people who are in these blue states who are locking down, who are preaching to everybody to lock down, to do this, to 6 feet distance, to get the jab, to get all the 17,000 booster shots. And I when he said this, man, I literally jumped up and clapped. I was like, yeah, come on. Where is this across the nation? We need more of Ron DeSantis who makes statements like this.
If I had $1 for every lockdown politician who decided to escape to Florida over the last 2 years, I'd be a pretty doggone wealthy man, let me tell you. I mean, Congress people, mayors, governors, I mean, you name it. And it's interesting, though, the reception that, that some of these folks will get in Florida, because I think a lot of Floridians say, wait a minute, you're bashing us because we're not doing your draconian policies, and yet we're the first place you want to flee to basically to be able to enjoy life. And so I'm not surprised to see that continue to happen. I could tell you, I mean, there are probably about a half dozen governors who had restrictions on their people and then were spotted at various points in Florida. Some of it's been public, some of it's not been public, but people tell me these things, and so these things are spotted, and so that's just the reality that we're.
I mean,
Hypocrites.
the hypocrisy.
The hypocrites.
Yeah.
But how many times have we called them out for the past 2 years, and it still falls on deaf ears?
It falls on deaf ears. Oh, they're still good leaders. Oh, they're concerned about us. No, they're not. This is. He said in the earlier clip. This is all about politics, guys.
Yeah.
Please wake up and understand. Lori Lightfoot and all these people are talking. We'll talk more about it in the third hour, but they're all talking about, the hospital shortage. Yeah, but why is there? I know nurses. They're saying that most of these nurses that have been fired because they don't want to get the jab and they don't have the beds are there. The beds are there.
Yeah.
But the nurses aren't there. The staff isn't there.
You preach it to the choir, man.
You would know. You're getting rid of all these people that can actually help save these lives.
Mm-hmm.
But then you want to go out there and say, oh, it's because of the unvaccinated.
Yeah.
It's between ending their careers because they won't take a shot,
Yeah.
or scaring them into quitting their jobs and taking the welfare.
Not scaring. Let's just say threatening, as it is.
Well, no. There's a fear campaign
Oh,
on
yeah,
TV.
yeah.
How they pump up the variants,
Yeah.
and they're not as deadly as the first. They're trying to make it
Yeah.
as deadly as the first, and it's not. It's even less than a cold.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many people they sent home?
Sore
from
throat,
my
Marco Rubio said.
It's not even that. They sent, within 2 weeks, they sent 20 people home from my job, right?
Mm.
They all FaceTiming the people that's still at work talking about, girl, I'm about to go turn up at the club. I don't
Yeah.
feel nothing. There's nothing wrong with me.
Right.
And they about to go. So what do you think that's going to do? That's going to go spread some more.
Yeah.
Because the people know it's a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
So you preach to the choir.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it in real time.
Oh, yeah.
They're not sick. You're not getting sick. You're not in threat of dying.
And meanwhile, while you're making these individuals go home, there's still several people within hospitals that need the care, and now you're overloading the workers who
Right.
are there. Who now have to get mandated.
that.
You get mandated to stay double shifts and everything else, and everything else that's going on, and it's ridiculous.
I told them I wasn't doing it today. I'm going on the radio. I'm from the talk, but I'm coming in tonight. But I'm not working a double
Right.
today. But guess what's going to happen to me when I come in
double.
tonight? It's me and another longtime worker. His name, I'm not going to say his name. We have 100 residents to take care of. We have to take care of 50 apiece.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, since the COVID is back, it's not serious, but still, we locked down 2 wings. We only have 3. 2 wings have COVID.
So that's what I'm saying. Miss me with the political crap.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's a money grab. The federal government provides more money as long as they continue these lockdown measures. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop testing. I'm sorry. Stop the testing.
And my
Stop.
thing is, and since you're making police, fire, nurses, doctors, everyone come in this big hazard, are they paying you hazard pay?
No, it's up to them. They give us bonuses a lot.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? if it was left up to me and the guy that's working tonight, they'll never give us a bonus because we don't complain. It's the women that still work there, the ones that do, they complain. And that's when they hand everybody bonuses. So I follow the women's lead.
Yeah.
They have me bonuses because of them.
You better follow the lead.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Let's go to the phone lines. Jim, also a sponsor of this show. Thanks so much for your continued help and sponsorship, Jim. What's going on, buddy?
It's always a pleasure. I just sent you guys both your cell numbers.
I got it.
Okay, well, I'll read it on the air here. I'm sending faxes to restaurants and businesses that don't want to have people come in without proof of the jab. It says, for all the businesses who are planning to make customers show proof of the jab to enter your business, start buying your banners now. Going out of business. Mandates have never kept you in business. Customers did and do. And also, I have a new assistant of mine, a dental assistant. She was working another place, and back around August or September, they made her take the jab, and she has not had her menstrual cycle since.
Oh, wow. They have been talking about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Mike Elder spoke about that yesterday.
The jab is taking women's menstrual cycles and flipping it around.
Taking they what?
Minestrone soup? Jesus.
Minister, damn, I butchering it.
Boy, you straight hood sometimes.
Oh, Lord.
What, how do you say
It's
it?
that Packers in
Minstrel?
Minstrel. Okay. Hey, listen, I am from the hood, so
Wait, hold on. What'd you say, Jim?
I was going to say, I'm going to send you guys a link. There's a guy from Australia that did it's about a 40-minute video. It's called The End Game.
Okay.
So I'll send it's very, very insightful. It's got a lot of good info, and it correlates very well what's going on.
All right. Thank you so much, man. I really
All right, guys.
All right.
Be good.
Hey, man, you know that's how your family say it.
No.
You know that's how you say it.
How do you say street?
Huh?
Street.
No, I don't say no. That's too messed up. That's Southern street.
Down yonder.
I am never gonna stop saying Illinois.
Yeah. Now I'm not gonna lie. I have a problem with saying the word. Stop it. Ask. I say ask sometimes. So it's from Chicago.
Okay.
It's from Chicago, man.
I say ass. I don't say ask.
You say that because you
I
won't
say
say
ass.
Hey, stop it.
Ask. I asked them. See that? You see that? We can do that. We can teach some people some ebonics out there.
I hate you. I hate you, Villan. I hate you, Villan. God, you know what, Villan? For that,
Red. Red.
But he know
you deserve that one.
If he was hanging out with his boys, that's how they would speak.
You deserve that one. You deserve that one right there.
You only talk like that at work. Ask.
Yeah. No, but I've had a few head injuries, man. Seriously, man. I mean, I got pistol whipped here.
Yeah, you
hit
told
with a bat here, a crowbar here.
Yeah.
When I was a little young kid, so it's affected me in some, areas. Some people will say, yeah, they agree with that. But, I want to talk about this Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts and what he had to say about this workaround when we come back. You're listening to Black and White on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony. We'll be right back.
Don't put your blame on me.
You have to admit, you were warned. After 1 year of Joe Biden as president, we've all seen all the predictions come true. Crime is out of control in Democrat-run cities. Inflation is crushing the middle class. America's image around the world is in shambles after multiple failures. The Democrat Party's surge to the hard left is destroying the America we knew and loved. Like they always say, elections have consequences. Hey, if you want to do something about it, stick with us. We are The Answer. SalemNewsChannel.com. AM 560. The Answer.
Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. Despite a disappointing December jobs report, President Biden is feeling upbeat.
The president glossed over the bad, turning instead to the good. Unemployment falling to 3.9%.
The sharpest one-year drop in unemployment in United States history. And we have added 6.4 million new jobs since January of last year.
The president credited his agenda for getting America back on its feet.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich. The Brits make a decision regarding a fourth COVID shot. UK government advisors are recommending against giving a fourth dose of COVID-19 vaccines to nursing home residents and people over 80. They cite data showing that a third shot offers lasting protection, about 90% for 3 months, against hospital admissions. Fox's Paul Stevens. America is listening to Fox News.
repairing America.
If your business depends on a Sprinter or light-duty diesel, you can't afford to have just anyone care for your major investment and important equipment. From a single vehicle to an entire fleet, depend on the experts at Remke's Garage to fix your Sprinter, Duramax, Cummins, or Power Stroke vehicle. Only go to the experts at Remke's Garage. Remke's doesn't just fix problems, they find solutions. Remke's goal is making sure you never lose a dollar of business. That's why owner Joe Remke will customize a maintenance plan specific to your unique vehicle. Remke's Garage specializes in Sprinter and light-duty diesel vehicles. Their commitment to your business is backed with a complimentary maintenance plan and free 2-year warranty on all parts. They'll pick up, deliver, and offer you a loaner vehicle for free. Go to remkesgarage.com to schedule your free maintenance plan consultation. That's REMKES Garage.com. That's Remke's, spelled REMKES Garage.com.
The new year is here, and now is the time to have that beautiful home you've always dreamed about. Imagine how beautiful your home can be by upgrading your bathrooms or a fully remodeled basement. Call Matrix Home Solutions. When it comes to top quality home improvement projects, no other company comes close to Matrix. They focus on the major areas to increase the value of your home and improve your lifestyle. Basement remodeling, bathroom transformations, custom garage flooring, and storage. Take some time today to visit their website, matrixhomesolutions.com, and contact Matrix to discuss some exciting ideas and specific plans for your home. Matrix is the premier choice for renovation services. They deliver an exceptional, professional, and hassle-free experience. Go to matrixhomesolutions.com to view project photo galleries, check out special financing options, and much more. That's MATRIX homesolutions.com. Have that home you've dreamed about now. Matrix Home Solutions, built for you.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
A quote from Winston Churchill: "You don't make the poor richer by making the rich poorer."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
You have homeowners insurance for a good reason, because without it, a fire, flood, or burglary could destroy you financially. But there's another major crime your homeowner's policy doesn't cover. It's called home title fraud. The FBI calls title fraud one of the fastest growing crimes, and it can ruin you financially, which is why you should consider Home Title Lock. Title fraud happens when a criminal forges your signature on documents stating you sold your home to him. Then he takes out loans against your home and leaves you with the payments. You can spend a fortune in legal fees trying to prove you didn't commit fraud. Home Title Lock puts a barrier around your home's title. The instant they detect anyone from a cyber thief to a renter to a relative trying to forge their way onto your home's title, they help shut it down. Go to HomeTitleLock.com and register your address to see if you're already a victim, and enter radio for 30 days of free protection. That's code radio at HomeTitleLock.com.
And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Switch your attitude. Go ahead, level up yourself. This that different latitude.
Welcome back. I love Ye, man. I love Kanye West, man. You listen to the Black and Right Radio Show on AM 560. The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony. Live in studio, or I should say, streaming live. Villan, the Troublemaker Galloway, and Keith Thornton. K-Dog, Chief Keith Thornton. You guys having fun?
All the time. All the time.
That's it. That's great.
So, if you've been following this show, and Villan, you and I have had this discussion many a times, I was watching. I looked over at Thomas DeVore, the attorney at law, the one that sued J.B. Pritzker with state senator at the time, state rep, I believe, Darren Bailey. He put up a little blurb on his social media, and it made me mad because it's something that I've been saying from day one, from the very first, since this whole pandemic started. And it was a comment. It was something that was, I don't know which publication he got it from, but it said something. This is what Chief Justice John Roberts said. He said the states and Congress, rather than a federal agency, were better suited to address the pandemic in the nation's workplaces. This is something that the federal government has never, I use that N-word, never, not that N-word, never done before, he said, adding that the administration's several virus-related mandates were a workaround in response to congressional inaction. And I want to read what Tom DeVore said because it's equally important from a local state perspective. He said, what the United States Supreme Court Chief Justice Justice Roberts is saying is that the president, through his administrative agency, is trying to create a workaround because Congress won't act. We are making a similar argument here in our state that Governor Pritzker is trying to do things never done to get around our legislature's paralysis. Sorry, that's not how it's supposed to work. Where's the lie?
No, he's telling the truth. You know, they have. What's the last thing Congress acted on? Think of one thing they've acted on in years.
Well, money.
Oh man, the resolutions and all that type of stuff. That's nothing. But I'm talking about real law about a real subject.
Yeah.
An issue, rather.
Yeah. I don't know.
See? So he's telling the truth. Thomas is right.
And until the people wake up and realize what Chief Justice John Roberts is saying. You said he vacillated. You said he was going back and forth as you were listening to him about other things.
Yeah.
I still think that's a powerful statement, and I hope that the 6 justices that are on there will strike down anything that the federal government has done through an unelected bureaucratic agency. I've said time and time again, recommendations are not laws. Mandates, proclamations are not laws. Proclamations are supposed to have a time limit. We are on how many proclamations that this governor has put through without any legislative input?
How many?
I'm asking.
I can't. I didn't keep track.
I know there's a website where we can find where, and then we'll look it up during the break. But dude, I'm sorry. When does it end?
Doesn't. Rahm Emanuel said, never let a crisis go to waste. And they're going to use it as long as they can through 22. And not me saying hopefully, but on their behalf, hopefully through 24. They're going to try their best to use this to keep the people down, to run roughshod over this state, at least this state, and government, period.
Well, I think it's a national plan for them.
Yeah.
I think they saw how great 2020 worked.
Yeah.
And I think 2022, 2024, except where those states, they did go after and try to do something with election integrity. But I think when you look at, places like Illinois, New York, California, places where it's deep blue, they're going to lead the way on how to cheat, in my opinion.
How can you have hope for this state knowing what you know?
Did you hear what I just
what
said?
you just said.
Because I believe in people. I don't believe in the government institutions. I believe in the people. I believe so much in the people. The greatest commodity in any state is its people. And if we're able to wake up enough people, we can change the trajectory of the state. I don't care how far we've fallen. I believe that with every fiber in me. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons that gives me hope was when I ran. I ran in a 95% white district. I wasn't supposed to win that district.
What makes you think you weren't supposed to win that district?
Because I'm black.
So what?
No, I'm telling you. That's what that's what people were saying. That, because of the area.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, South I-80, bro. South I-80, bro. Now, I ain't talking about Chicago, Gary, and places you're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about Morris, Wilmington, Illinois, places where there's been known to be a lot of racial animosity. And I won. Handedly. Resoundingly. You know why?
Why?
Because of the people. Because I gave the people a message that reverberated with them. You listen to Black and White Radio. We'll be right back.
Ugh, my feet are so cold.
I thought I heard someone's teeth chattering over here. Your feet are cold because you're wearing just ordinary socks. You should try what I'm wearing. Heat holders. They're the warmest socks out there.
How do they work? Do I need to put something in them?
No batteries, wires, or anything. Hold on. Here, I have an extra pair. Try these.
Oh, so soft to the touch. The inside is cozy. Wow, yeah, these are warm.
I got some for my husband. He works in construction, and he loves them.
Heat Holder socks are the warmest thermal socks around. Independent lab tests prove it. We use a proprietary 3-stage process. Cashmere-like advanced insulating yarn, a long loop thermal pile brushed on the inside, helping trap warm air closer to your skin longer, keeping your feet warm, comfortable, and dry, making Heat Holders the softest, warmest, most comfortable socks guaranteed. Heat Holders will pamper your feet. We also have hats, gloves, throws, and more. Go to heatholders.com. Use the code DENNIS and save 15% off. Free shipping with any purchase of $25 or more. Use code DENNIS. Heatholders.com.
The new year is here, and now is the time to have that beautiful home you've always dreamed about. Imagine how beautiful your home can be by upgrading your bathrooms or a fully remodeled basement. Call Matrix Home Solutions. When it comes to top quality home improvement projects, no other company comes close to Matrix. They focus on the major areas to increase the value of your home and improve your lifestyle. Basement remodeling, bathroom transformations, custom garage flooring, and storage. Take some time today to visit their website, matrixhomesolutions.com, and contact Matrix to discuss some exciting ideas and specific plans for your home. Matrix is the premier choice for renovation services. They deliver an exceptional, professional, and hassle-free experience. Go to matrixhomesolutions.com to view project photo galleries, check out special financing options, and much more. That's MATRIX homesolutions.com. Have that home you've dreamed about now. Matrix Home Solutions, built for you.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. We hear plenty from the media and liberals about following the science when it comes to the pandemic. Why then did New York City choose race and social inequity over actual case rates and transmission risk in their distribution of COVID tests? Bill de Blasio's administration explicitly excluded the neighborhood with the highest transmission rate from their network of testing sites, while putting 13 in a more diverse neighborhood with lower risk for community transmission. That's not following the science. It's politicized rationing for virtue signaling and the kind of racial divisiveness that wounds more deeply than it heals. But this was only made possible by the scandalous failure of Joe Biden's administration to push massive test development and production. The White House repeatedly failed numerous promises to deliver tests, even while pushing mandates that include testing. Biden and his team created both the shortage and demand that allows tin pot politicians to ration needed good for their own political benefit. This demonstrates the danger of central planning and the long-term risk to economic, political, and health liberty.
We now return to Black and White on AM 560. The Answer. Here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and White Radio on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the Troublemaker and K-Dog, Chief Keef. Keith Thornton Jr. You guys okay?
Oh,
great.
All the time.
You know, I always try to be very eclectic with my show. You know, talk about a lot of different things because I'm actually getting to the point where I'm tired of talking about COVID.
Oh,
but
thank God.
But no, Verlon, here's the reason why you have to keep drilling. People forget. People are sheep.
Yeah.
People really are sheep. And you have to make sure that you keep it before them what's happening to their lives. How they're right now. You remember when I think he was candidate then, or maybe he was President Barack Obama, when he said he wanted to fundamentally transform America.
Yeah.
Look throughout America. What's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening? Have we been fundamentally transformed?
Half his goal has been achieved.
Yes. And most of it without him even in office.
So, wait a minute. So does that put him in the category of one of the most transformational presidents in history, like Lyndon Johnson?
Yeah. Right, wrong, or indifferent. If you believe, if you like him, you dislike him, yeah.
Even though he didn't get a lot passed, I mean, a lot of stuff that he wanted passed, the progressive wanted passed, it only met like maybe halfway with what they wanted.
You're missing the point. He changed the perception of things. We live. You got to understand. You got to look at this thing from the totality of everything that's happened and how they've indoctrinated our kids through the Department of Education, and how we've arrived at a perfect point where everything that they've been telling us we have to think, how we have to think, how we have to believe, what we have to believe, it has now come into full fruition today. And so that's why these kids believe certain things, and you can't have. Remember, there used to be this thing called tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
There's no tolerance in it. Here's the tolerance. I'm only tolerant of you if you believe what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
If you disagree with me, we're done. Where am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Yeah. So I'm not a big fan. To your point, against your point, I'm not a fan of talking to people that agree with me.
Yeah.
Right? And you made that statement earlier.
Absolutely. You gotta. We are because of each other. I believe in that. And we're all different. And some people. Yesterday, someone said on one of my comments on one of my feeds, I put up a fist, and it was white, black. It had all shades on it.
I saw that.
And someone made the comment and said, I just see the fist. I don't see the color. And I said, well, that's a problem, because it's okay to see the colors and the different variations and the differences of who we are. We need to learn how to embrace one another and listen to each other and not be so narrow-minded.
Yeah.
And that's only when we're going to have effective and efficient change.
Well, you don't agree that we've come so far into our politics, whereas though that shade of gray that used to be as equal as the other two, the black and the white, or whatever color you want it to be, that shade of gray is like a smidget now.
Yeah.
It's just red versus blue. So how are you? You're just talking at somebody. We're on the precipice of war.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it that way, but that's like the only other alternative now, with everybody so buried into their positions.
Mm-hmm.
So how is what you saying true? How would it come into fruition?
The people.
Yeah.
You're going to keep on going back to the people. The people
it's chain of command.
are like this, are like fists at each other.
Yeah.
Those are the people.
Yeah.
So it's
but
not.
You have to go in there and change the dialogue. You have to introduce something new into the. It's almost like the Matrix.
Yeah.
I really feel like we're in the Matrix right now.
Yeah.
I really do. And you have to introduce something new, something more knowledgeable to the people, something that they've never heard before, even if they disagree with it. Because the only way, you know what? I'm still a Democrat. If I didn't have this white man Republican come to me and introduce something different than what I was seeing in my community and what I was hearing from people who were above me and people who influenced me in my politics. But he offered me a different perspective, a different perception of what it's like to live and not to be beholden by just the government. That changed my whole, it changed everything about me.
Yeah.
I'm glad when I was 15, I listened to Rush Limbaugh, so I never had that problem.
Oh, you know what?
I was Republican at 15.
Thank God.
When I was 18. Yeah, I heard a great man speak when I was 15.
Yeah. And I love
it wasn't my community.
God rest his peace. God rest his soul. And that's one of the people who helped me, as after having this conversation with this gentleman. And I'll tell you who it is.
Who?
Kevin McCullough. He used to be on AM 560 The Answer.
Okay.
I met him one day. I was out and about, and we just started talking. And he knew that, I guess there was something different about how I was saying certain things. Because I've always said the Democrat Party, I didn't leave it. It left me.
Mm-hmm.
It told me to go sit. It told me to go sit in the corner and shut up and don't challenge what they believe and how they think. And I'm sure, Keith, you're getting that right now. Because although your message may not be a political message, it's a message of hope, redemption, of giving people that something different, right?
Yeah, totally. I go back to the late and great Mayor Harold Washington in Chicago. This was an African-American male, very first and only that ran in the city of Chicago and won.
Yeah.
And he didn't just win an election; he won over the people.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was black, white, Hispanic, Asians. Everyone that was here, they loved the guy.
Yes.
Because even though he was Democrat, he spoke and he took care of everyone.
Yes, he did.
We need more of that.
And I think we have some of those people that are out there. We just got to give them voice, like Keith Thornton Jr.
Yep.
Keith for Chicago.
I was about to say something.
Keith for Chicago. We'll talk more about that in the third hour.
Oh, boy.
Hey, you listen to the Black and White Radio on AM 560 Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. We'll be right back.
We know that sometimes it might be difficult to hear AM 560, like when you drive under that bridge, or you get too close to power lines, or when you're surrounded by gigantic concrete and steel buildings, which is why we've made it easy to listen to us whenever you want, wherever you might be. We're always streaming at 560theanswer.com and on the AM 560 mobile app. You can also get us on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and we're on TuneIn, iHeart, and Radio.com. You can listen wherever and whenever to AM 560, The Answer.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
The late, great Winston Churchill said, "A nation that forgets its past has no future."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
As a former congressman and the ranking member on the Judiciary Committee of the U.S. House of Representatives, Doug Collins knows what it means to fight for what he believes. And on every episode of the Doug Collins podcast, he'll explore all topics, from politics to life advice, and blend them together for a well-rounded discussion that you can use to get the most out of your life. The Doug Collins Podcast. Subscribe today on Apple, Google, Spotify, and at SalemPodcastNetwork.com. It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind.
Welcome back to Black and White Radio. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the troublemaker. Look, you thought I was getting ready to play it. The troublemaker himself, Verlon Galloway, and K-Dog, Chief Keith Thornton Jr. I want to end this second hour. If you guys just joining, I've been on since 12. I have the show today is 12 to 3. First hour was live on radio. The last 2 hours have been streaming on all of the platforms. So go to Black and White Radio, and that's Verlon's phone with all his notifications going off.
Oh, okay. You the one told me to cut it back on.
But I wanted to end this second hour because we were talking about division and things of that nature, and I think one of the chief persons or elected officials that has led a lot of this division in our country is none other than the Speaker Nancy Pelosi. I'm gonna play a real quick, short, 10-second clip that she doesn't believe so. I want you to hear what she has to say, and then I want us to discuss this.
I have absolutely no sense of responsibility for divisions in our country. Some of the differences of opinion we have in our country are what our founders had in mind.
Our founders did not have in mind that she would do 2 impeachments. This fake. I'm sorry. I don't know how you feel about this, January. Could you turn it off, brother?
Yeah, you the one told me to turn it off. Told you.
But this fake, phony January 6th committee. Again, we talk about insurrection. That wasn't an insurrection. Stop it, people. Stop it. I'll say it again and again and again. Repetition works. Afghanistan, what happened there? You want to know what an insurrection is? That's an insurrection, where armed forces come in and take over a country. That didn't happen on January 6th. You know when it did happen? The summer of 2020, when you had armed and unarmed and people going in, setting up their own kingdoms in cities across America, tearing down, setting police departments on fire, setting churches on fire, throwing bottles at Chicago police cops with was it frozen
water bottles,
frozen pee-pee.
Yeah,
urine.
that's the other word. And let me put this out there. This is the definition of insurrection for people who don't know: a violent uprising against an authority or government.
575 of those insurrections or riots, whatever you want to call them, across America in 2020.
Yeah.
575.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but those these are people literally burning down a police department. What does that tell you? Setting fire to a church, killing people. Chaz. You forget about what happened in Chaz in Seattle?
The nation of Chaz.
Did people forget that?
No, yeah, they forgot about it. But let me tell you, Donald Trump had the National Guard teed up.
Yeah.
This is something else
They
don't want to talk about.
Where though? What do you mean by that? Explain that.
Before the riots happened
on January 6th.
On January 6th, he said, "Hey, I got them ready for you." Nancy Pelosi called it off. Why isn't she being questioned in this this committee? Why isn't she being
farce
questioned?
of a committee?
Yeah, this farce of a committee. Why isn't she being hauled before the people to be asked questions?
Well, you know the answer.
Yeah,
it's hers. It's her committee.
Yeah. If it was me though, I'm doing exactly what Mark Meadows is doing. Former chief of staff, former congressman. I'm telling her go where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
And I there's no way I'm taking part of this fake. Roger Stone. I was with Mark Vargas when we were doing Sean Thompson's show. He said Roger Stone did go and get interviewed. But if we allow, if we stop this presidential privilege and all that, if we stop that with President Trump, remember the Democrats always start something.
Yeah.
And the Republicans finish most of the time, not all the time. Just look at the turtle himself, Mitch McConnell. Some things he pulls back from. But hey, you listen to the Black and White Radio. Hour 3 coming up. Hour 3, I love that. We'll be right back.
Happy New Year from Dutch Farms. Since 1987, Dutch Farms has been offering cheese, eggs, and hundreds of other dairy items to local grocery stores throughout Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Their goal is to bring the highest quality dairy items to you and your family at unsurpassed value. Dutch Farms is a 3-generation, local, family-owned business. Much of Dutch Farms' success can be directly attributed to our ongoing commitment to faith and family, to community, and to honoring the traditions of our Dutch heritage. Now, more than ever, they are prepared to carry on their long-standing promise to customers, partners, team members, and neighbors. As we turn the page on 2021, Dutch Farms would like to wish the AM 560 listeners health and happiness in the new year. Please visit DutchFarms.com to learn more about the #1 dairy brand in all of Chicagoland, Dutch Farms.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com. On the AM 560 mobile app. Tune in, iHeart, and on Odyssey.
Fox News, I'm Roger Stern. It's a weekend dominated by COVID concerns as the Omicron variant is causing a record-breaking number of infections. President Biden is dealing with that as well as sometimes confusing advice from the CDC. Fox's Jackie Heinrich.
6 of Biden's former medical advisors urged the administration in a series of op-eds to embrace a new normal, living with COVID, and stop operating in absolutes.
President Biden is in Las Vegas attending the memorial service for former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. It's a snow-covered Saturday along much of the East Coast after a winter storm which dropped a foot of snow in some places.
It is cold out there across the entire region. Just a little bit of snow still hanging around in portions of Canada. The East Coast for now clear. That does not last the entire weekend.
Fox Weather's Adam Klotz. America is listening to Fox News.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. We hear plenty from the media and liberals about following the science when it comes to the pandemic. Why then did New York City choose race and social inequity over actual case rates and transmission risk in their distribution of COVID tests? Bill de Blasio's administration explicitly excluded the neighborhood with the highest transmission rate from their network of testing sites, while putting 13 in a more diverse neighborhood with lower risk for community transmission. That's not following the science. It's politicized rationing for virtue signaling and the kind of racial divisiveness that wounds more deeply than it heals. But this was only made possible by the scandalous failure of Joe Biden's administration to push massive test development and production. The White House repeatedly failed numerous promises to deliver tests, even while pushing mandates that include testing. Biden and his team created both the shortage and demand that allows tin-pot politicians to ration needed good for their own political benefit. This demonstrates the danger of central planning and the long-term risk to economic, political, and health liberty.
Now, your official weather forecast.
Tonight, areas of freezing drizzle ending after midnight. Watch for icy spots with a low of 24. Tomorrow, clouds giving way to sun. Breezy and turning colder in the afternoon with a high 25, but temperatures falling into the middle teens. Plan with confidence. Download the redesigned AccuWeather app today. I'm Gregory Patrick on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com. As the left quickly dismantles the America we knew and loved, you're watching what happens when loony socialists get their hands on a little bit of power. They simply must ruin America while they still have the time. Yeah, well, fortunately, 2022 is the year of reckoning. This is the year we can take back what's right and true and just. This is the year to send the crazies back home and put the adults back in charge. This may be our last best hope to save this country. How can you help? Stick with us to learn how. We are The Answer. SalemNewsChannel.com. AM 560. The Answer.
The new year is here, and now is the time to have that beautiful home you've always dreamed about. Imagine how beautiful your home can be by upgrading your bathrooms or a fully remodeled basement. Call Matrix Home Solutions. When it comes to top quality home improvement projects, no other company comes close to Matrix. They focus on the major areas to increase the value of your home and improve your lifestyle. Basement remodeling, bathroom transformations, custom garage flooring, and storage. Take some time today to visit their website, matrixhomesolutions.com, and contact Matrix to discuss some exciting ideas and specific plans for your home. Matrix is the premier choice for renovation services. They deliver an exceptional, professional, and hassle-free experience. Go to matrixhomesolutions.com to view project photo galleries, check out special financing options, and much more. That's MATRIX homesolutions.com. Have that home you've dreamed about now. Matrix Home Solutions, built for you.
Stop wasting energy. There's a better way. Your company could be receiving energy efficiency incentives by recycling waste heat from on-site power generation equipment and turning it into useful energy. Charles Equipment will get you up and running and help your business cash in on energy efficient rebates from ComEd with cogeneration, also known as CHP, Combined Heat and Power, a clean and efficient way to generate heat and power. CHP systems can supply at least a portion of a building's electrical load and capture waste heat from hot exhaust gases for use in heating, cooling, hot water, and dehumidification. Charles Equipment can install and manage the cogen equipment at your facility and help your energy use become 70 to 90% more efficient. Start making better, more energy efficient decisions and save money in the process. Incentives are available to non-residential ComEd customers regardless of retail electric supplier, but funds are limited and subject to availability. Call Charles Equipment 630-834-6000 or online at charlesequipment.com.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560, The Answer.
I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker.
Welcome back to Black and White Radio, hour number 3. Oh, that sounds so good. Give me the Cheetos. Like Mufasa.
I always wanted to know how it felt.
Well, we're doing it now.
Because K-Dog in the house.
That's right. Joined in studio by my friend, the troublemaker himself, and just all around.
Red.
All right. That's all right. That's all right.
Red.
Next year I'm gonna wear blue.
Verlon Galloway and K-Dog, Chief Keef himself. It does sound like I'm saying Chief Keef.
Yeah, it does.
Keith Thornton Jr.
That's it.
How's the first 2 hours been for you, Keith?
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for you.
There it is.
I'm ready, baby.
I want you to run with it.
Shots. On the radio, I say that. Run with it.
Can I play the audio first? And then
Yes.
You want me to play it? You listen to the audio, or do you want to ask the question first and then play the audio? I think we should play the audio.
Play the audio.
So people can know what you're talking about.
What I'm talking about.
And this was an interview with Inside Edition. You probably thought it was a hit piece, but I thought you did really well. I'll let the listeners decide. Here we go. Keith Thornton on Inside Edition.
A Chicago 911 dispatcher is stirring up controversy, slamming Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
I pray you're watching this because you're a disgrace, and I'm tired of it.
Just months ago, dispatcher Keith Thornton was lauded for his precise coordination in the Chicago police shooting that killed Officer Ella French and wounded her partner.
Stay off my air, stay off my air. Everybody stay off the air. I got an officer down, 6'3" in bail. Start rolling.
But today, he's making headlines for this 28-minute-long Facebook post against Mayor Lightfoot.
Go respond to a call and get shot.
The dispatcher, who's a former Los Angeles cop, blames the rise in violence in Chicago on Lightfoot for police staffing shortages. Theft is up in Chicago and the surrounding areas. And in Chicago, there have been more than 794 murders this year, which is a 61% increase since 2019. Is this the right way to voice your displeasure?
I tell you what, you're going to have different criticism coming from everywhere. You got good, you got bad. You could take one situation and have 1 million people see it in a good way and 1 million other people see it in a bad way.
A lot of these problems with the police force are because they refuse to get vaccinated and they are out with COVID. This doesn't have anything to do with your mayor.
This is a problem of the mayor because there should be no mandate. Many officers are actually vaccinated, but they do not want to report and let their job know that they are vaccinated because it's their right, medical.
What my question to you is, what made you feel the need, and I did say need, to call out this mayor and this body of government that we have in Chicago and Illinois?
Because I can allow my city to continue to burn. I can allow it to continue to do that. And I can stay on the sidelines like many people have done and like we're currently doing and just let all hell continue to break loose. Or I can take a stand and I could get burned for it. People like me, don't like me, I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, you make city workers live within this city, and that makes me a resident of the city to speak up as a citizen. And when you are ending a year out with 800 plus murders all across the boards, young to old, I'm tired of it. And the job that I do protecting not only police officers, but citizens of getting them help there, to me, we are the ones who have to take a stand and speak the truth to people so that change can take effect. So that's why I said it, because it's truth.
No follow up with that?
No.
Wait, you don't?
No, I don't.
You don't have a follow-up?
The truth is the truth. He couldn't put it any better than that.
And I think looking at the grand scheme of all of this, nobody was saying what you said. From within Chicago. I mean, you had a few. Let me take that back. You had Alderman Ray Lopez.
Yes.
Alderman Napolitano. It was
Nick
what's her name?
Spazzato.
No. The female. Oh, she's gonna kick my butt. Former legislator. Now she's an alderwoman. Tabarez.
Yes. Savannah.
Savannah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful person.
Yeah, I served with her in Springfield.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, one of the most amazing people.
Yes.
Not a partisan.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. We used to have great conversations, especially with police. You talk about somebody who really supports CPD, and she doesn't have to.
Yeah. She gets it.
She gets it. And she doesn't have to support them, and yet she does.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at all of that, I think it was something that needed to be said, because personally, I kind of sort of almost feel sorry for Lori Lightfoot, because she came in. You know, I always tell people that running for office. And look at it, he's shaking his head over there. I feel sorry because people who are running for office, they make all these grandiose, these big things that this is what I'm going to do, but don't realize when it comes to the actual governance of governing, I should say, they're two worlds apart.
Yeah.
Because the situation that's actually on the ground and the people that you have to go and deal with, unless you come with all of your people as all the women and men, if you have like your team of people that you can get stuff through and done, coming up with all the same, this is what I'm going to do, it doesn't work.
Well, then don't make it personal.
What do you mean by that?
She made it personal with Eddie Johnson. His love life has nothing to do with his job performance. He brought the murders down from 6, whatever it was, like 6:30 when it was the other guy, McCarthy.
Well,
he brought it down to under 5, like 490, and it was only going down. They
were doing their job, though.
He was doing his job. That man knew Chicago. This guy we have now does not.
Boom. You said he knew Chicago.
Right.
That was a police chief who worked his way up through Chicago.
Right.
And he knows this city.
Right.
And I'm not saying I was a complete supporter of him, but when you bring someone from Texas or some of these other states, you know nothing about it. When I went to Los Angeles, I had to get out there and learn. I'm not just going to jump into something that I didn't know and become this and become that. I had to learn those streets. But that's something that I could never do because I wasn't from Los Angeles.
Right.
We need people in Chicago to be in the key positions within Chicago. There's so many great people on the department who can promote and do great things. But everyone, including the mayor herself, is not from here.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Where's she from?
I don't care, but it ain't Chicago.
She said she was from the West Side, as far as I heard.
No, she ain't from the West Side. I'm K-Dog from the West Side. Okay.
Chief Keef, baby.
Okay.
Back it up.
All right.
You better watch yourself. Here's been my problem with Lori Lightfoot, Mayor Lori Lightfoot. I'm honored the position. Here's been my problem with her. The way she's treated CPD by not taking the detail, bringing in their own detail, because I don't know. But also having them protect her house. But the way she's treated, the difference between how she's treated CPD and CTU, that has really made me very upset.
And the Chicago Fire Department.
And the Chicago Fire
and the OEMC, Office of Emergency Management, and the Streets and Sand Workers, and the citizens in Chicago. Yeah. It's not just the police. Yeah. All across the board.
But theirs is highlighted more because the other groups, except maybe the fire, the other groups can't lose life easily as Chicago Police Department can. And I look at that from that perspective, and that's what really, really makes me really upset about her, because now she's finally coming out against Chicago Teachers Union because now I think something clicked in her. I don't know what.
Yes, something clicked that this is the final year that she may be in office. She comes out the other day. It's all over the news. Her and the superintendent want to put their foot down now and all of a sudden say, hey, we're going to stop this and we're going to hold you accountable out there. And if you're running and you're shooting and you're doing all these bad things, boo, 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 we're going to get you. Nonsense.
Yeah, I think she's from Ohio.
Nonsense.
Marge from YouTube says she thinks she's from Ohio.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. Well, they lied. They gave her a whole West Side backstory.
Well, now, you know what they're doing now? They just told the commanders and the deputy chiefs that are in charge of these areas and police districts, hey, you better do your job now. You better start pulling in numbers now.
Of course.
And if you're not doing that, we're going to demote you or get rid of you.
And look what she did to Catanzaro. No matter how you feel about, no matter how you people feel about him, I mean, she came after that guy, and he was a union president. He did the job of what union presidents do.
Yeah.
But I didn't see her go after the CTU guy, this Marxist guy in the CTU who's running the CTU. I won't even say his name.
Chicago Teachers Union, just as they're doing now, they're home. They can walk out any time. And so that's a threat to her because the parents don't like it. Now it makes her look bad and her city look bad, But police and fire and dispatchers and people of that realm can't do that.
Right.
And she can hold us more accountable and do what she wants at her leisure.
And I said on Sean Thompson's show, when I hosted the show, I said teachers should never be able to strike during the school year. Because, and let's hold that thought because I want to talk more about this because I don't think they really understand how, if you're a single parent, how you have to juggle and flip and switch to find somebody to watch your kid. You have to choose between your job or your kid. Listen to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
This is Tom from Albuquerque, Santa Fe area in New Mexico. Thanks so much for having Dan and Amy, the Morning Answer, on your radio station. Appreciate it. Succinct and to the point reporting from experts. You guys keep me up to date here in New Mexico, so keep the job going. Appreciate you guys.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Sean Thompson here to tell you about an incredible cost-saving opportunity you should consider for your building, office, or facility. For 30 years, Boyd Electric has been a local 134 electrical contractor providing quality service and technology. I know the owner, Jim Boyd, and he is a great guy. They help businesses large and small recap the benefits of energy-efficient lighting products. Boyd Electric has retrofitted hotels, big box stores, hospitals, and car dealerships, and is a total solutions provider that can serve your needs anywhere in the country. With their no capital outlay shared saving program, you get 100% financing with customer payments that are based upon an agreed share of realized energy savings. Once that balance is paid off, you own the equipment and retain the energy savings. Boyd Electric's programs designed specifically to make upgrading your lighting plan an affordable cost savings option. Boyd Electric, the experience to retrofit your business with the finest LED alternatives. Go to BoydElectric.com. That's BoydElectric.com.
Hi, this is Pastor Calvin from Christian Liberty Academy in Arlington Heights. As you know, our governor and state government are at war against life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's time to take a stand. Fathers and mothers, you are responsible before God for the education of your children. We can help. For over 50 years, we have operated a Christian school in Arlington Heights, and we have served hundreds of thousands of families locally and across our nation, and even many foreign countries, through our homeschool program. We have pioneered the modern homeschool movement, and we can help you from a single book to a complete curriculum. It's not too late to teach your children at home this year. Visit ChristianLiberty.com to learn more or to schedule a tour of our excellent 12-acre facility in Arlington Heights. Take action today. Visit ChristianLiberty.com and feel free to join us for a worship service starting at 11 a.m. on Sundays. ChristianLiberty.com.
Would you go to court without a lawyer when the other guy is lawyered up? Or are you going to go it alone and learn law and procedure as you go? When you have an insurance claim for your home or business, it's the same thing.
This is Dan Lights from Crosscom. We inspect your property, file your claim, negotiate the damages, and maximize your settlement with your insurance company.
Insurance companies will send out their inspectors that work for them, get paid by them, and represent them, not you.
If we complete the repairs approved by your insurance company, our service is free. Crosscom Public Adjusters has turned denied claims into approved claims. We've also increased insurance claims anywhere from 23 to 1,000%, and we could do the same for you. We are licensed by the Department of Insurance and work in Illinois, Northwest Indiana, and Southern Wisconsin. Crosscom Public Adjusters, 630-871-5500. Online at CrosscomInc.com. That's CrosscomInc.com. Crosscom, building trust for over 20 years.
Let's get it to him, baby girl. Hey. That's right.
Black and Right continues on AM 560. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. I'm your host, John Anthony. Live streaming on all social media platforms. Hanging out with my buddy, Verlon, the Troublemaker Galloway. Well, I see it in your eyes. You always looking to see if I'm going to play that audio. And K-Dog, Chief Keef himself, Keith Thornton Jr. Before the break, we were discussing, what's happening in Chicago. I like to acknowledge what's happening in Chicago, but I also like to talk about the good stuff that's happening in Chicago, because I know there's a lot of play about, separating Chicago from the state of Illinois. I say no, because I understand the economic engine Chicago could be if it had good and great leadership, people who didn't allow the politics of BLM and QFAs and to dictate how they operated as a city. And with that said, Keith, you're trying to really change Chicago with Heal Chicago. what was the motivating factor that made you start that? Was it one of the speaking engagements? Did you go out and speak somewhere and somebody said something to you that said, you know what, and you said to yourself, I'm fed up. We have to heal Chicago.
Well, first and foremost, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in public safety since I was freaking 19 years old, and so I love Chicago. It's dear, very dear to my heart. And I've always done things like this. I've always been highly engaged with volunteering in the community, and I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, so everything that's been just going on in the last couple of years, even prior to COVID, it's just out of control. And I'm asking myself, and I'm going back and forth with God, and I say, what the heck can I do? I didn't just come back to this city that I love so much, born and raised as a native, to just sit here and do nothing. Yeah. I've got to speak up. I've got to do something. So I said, well, here's this Black Lives Matter movement. I want to start my own movement. It's called Heal Chicago. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's just black folks. It's whites, it's Asians. It's all throughout the city of Chicago. And I take my group of very diverse staff and volunteers, and we go to every single community and we meet with the people. We bring them to the table and say, what the heck is going on in this area? What do your people need? And then we collaborate with the organizations and the people that's working within those communities, and we just platform them, because there's so much good going on within this city and many other cities, but so many people are not recognized. So I get all of those people together, the organizations, and I say, let me put you guys out there and let's do something. So that's what I do. I move around. We clean up this town. We got a rally coming up. It's a unity rally and a protest. It's for the families of homicide victims. It's so much that can be done. And I've done so much and achieved so much in just the last several months. And it's looking out into these people that's volunteering. All shades. It's beautiful.
You ain't black.
I think he is black. I think he's black. John's not black.
So, it's great. Seeing people come together amongst the differences for the same common thing, it's a wonderful thing. And so that's what I stand for. Heal Chicago. Look it up online. Yeah. And Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and just join us. We're moving around and just helping people. That's all I do. Until we get together and learn about one another, that's what's going to make the stand.
But shouldn't that have been the message of Black Lives Matter, the organization?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I support Black Lives Matter because it's very true. I support Blue Lives Matter. Yeah. I always say, instead of what's it called?
Back the badge, back the blue.
What the heck do I say? It says back the blue. I say black the blue.
We've been doing good for 2.5 hours.
Okay, let's go.
But I'm ready. Sorry, when I had LaShawn Ford here, when I had Ken Duncan here.
Just come to me.
I'm coming.
Don't put me to them.
Same. It's the same
Get to
scenario.
it. Get to the question. You sound like Phil down. Oh, come on.
Let me tell you something. You cannot say you support Black Lives Matter when you know that it's a Marxist organization.
Wait.
Time out.
He didn't make the clear.
Time out.
I got to make it clear. When you say Black Lives Matter and you support that, I know a lot of black people support it, but it's only skin deep.
You about to get slapped.
No.
That's a slogan.
No. Time out. Because if I say, we can say back the blue, but there are some horrible officers out there. And that does not mean that I say I'm against the police department. I am completely pro-police. But do we have to do reform and correct officers that I work for and that I tell what to do? Heck yeah, we do. Because those are the few seeds out there that cast this negative persona on the rest of the people who are very ill-minded, who now say all officers are that way. And wait, hold on. Time out. And that's why we have the Ella Frenches out there who are shot on the scenes of ignorance. Of people shooting because they don't like the police. That whole thing is spewed because of the very few, but that does not mean that I cast a whole thing on them. I still back the blue. And with that being stated, I completely love Black Lives Matter. Now, what you're saying, when you get into this nonsense of looting and doing this and not stating and not stating,
that's not what he's saying.
Okay,
go for it. Let me referee this, because I believe there's a difference in supporting and believing that Black Lives Matter. But there's also a difference in the organization itself, the framework of the organization that's out there raising money.
Yes.
I despise that organization.
Yes, it's BS.
I despise that organization. And I think you both are saying the same thing. I just think you guys didn't clearly enunciate what it was you were trying to say. But I'm going to throw something
at him that he threw at me. You say when it comes to the officers, the few seeds that make the rest look bad.
Right.
When it comes to Black Lives Matter, it's the many seeds that make the few that may have had good intentions make
I
them
agree.
look bad.
I agree.
The
I'm one of them.
That is an organization. It's not just a slogan.
Right.
Yeah.
And I get sick of people saying I support
Well,
Black
they
Lives Matter
conflated
because
the
they're
two. That's
scared.
they brought the two and made them one.
Because they came up with that slogan because it's hard to fight against that slogan.
Right. Well, no, it's not hard to fight against that.
Well,
slogan.
not for me,
Right.
not for you.
Right. It's not hard to fight in saying that I despise Black Lives Matter, the organization.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't despise Black Lives Matter,
The actual
sentiment,
message. Yes.
the message.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because you could twist it around back to the police, back to blue. You know, you have a whole different set of people who back the blue who are racist and everything else.
That's true. I know that's factual. That's factual.
Even towards me.
Yeah.
So we got to look at this in all angles, and we got to talk. We can't be afraid to say, yes, I understand. I think we're on the same page. I think you're right.
You guys are
We're
on the
just
same
saying
page.
it differently. You know what I mean? But we have got to cross that barrier of talking to people and different things that we're maybe not comfortable with, because there are some good. There's good and bad to everything. I said it on my interview earlier. You could take one situation, have 1 million people look at it this way and this way. You know, so I'm not, just like we don't want people casting everything on officers, or, here we go, black people. Oh my God, all they do is kill people, do this. I'm black. I don't do any of that. I don't have any criminal history. I don't do this.
Pigs in a blanket, fry 'em like bacon. That was one of the first slogans they had with their first march.
But
through the city on the police.
I'm gonna make him a little upset real quick. You ready?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. What if I did tell you though? I know people who are within the organization of Black Lives Matter who are really trying to shift and change the perception of how Black Lives Matter and actually what they're trying to do to make it really about the message and not so much about the fundraising, not so much being an arm of the Democrat Party. I do know a couple of people that are within it, and I'm actually trying to get them on the show this year so that we can have some real concrete discussions about just how bad the organization is, you know, because it's really an arm of the Democrat Party right now. It's an arm that goes out there and tries to make anything that's white or you and I obsolete.
Those people that you know are failing at their job. They're doing a bang-up job.
Well,
they're failing.
Well, they probably are, but at least they're trying to shift it and change it. Because sometimes the greatest change comes from within. If you can, and this is why I always tell people, you know, who have issues with the cops, go become one.
Yeah.
Go join them.
Period.
You know why I became a cop? You don't know this. I was beaten by cops. Like beaten up in the Belmont area.
Yeah.
I mean, this one dude put a ring on, put something on his fingers, put a glove on, hit me in my eye, choked me out until I passed out.
Yeah.
And you know what? As I got older, I said, you know what? The only way to change this, I had a student.
Yes.
I used to teach at Safer Foundation. I taught GED for at-risk youth. And this student came up to me and said, hey, there are no good cops out there, Mr. Anthony. He said, well, why don't you become one? And you know what I did? A couple of months later, I filled out for Cook County jail.
Yeah.
We moved, and then when I moved to Champaign, I applied to become a Champaign City cop, got the job, and was really trying to change it. And then when we moved back up here, I became a Kendall County Sheriff's Deputy, and I really tried to become the community cop where people really could respect and honor a police officer in their community.
And that's what it boils down to, respect. We got to learn how to respect one another despite our differences. And when we see the BS, we call it out.
Right.
But we can't just cast entire entities on everyone.
That's
we
right.
can't.
He's quiet.
No, I'm sorry. We don't have enough time. I don't have enough time.
Well, when we come back, you can go.
Okay.
Go Green Bay.
You listen to the Black and Right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
He's been called the Mystery Man by the Wall Street Journal, but it's no mystery that Mark Vargas loves America and now stands ready to fight to defend your rights amid the culture war that's raging across our nation. Join Mark tomorrow night at 7 for Mark My Words with Mark Vargas, as he brings you exclusive interviews with some of the biggest names from politics, entertainment, and business, right here on AM 560. The Answer.
Fox News, I'm Roger Stern. It's a weekend dominated by COVID concerns as the Omicron variant is causing a record-breaking number of infections. President Biden is dealing with that as well as sometimes confusing advice from the CDC. Fox's Jackie Heinrich.
6 of Biden's former medical advisors urged the administration in a series of op-eds to embrace a new normal, living with COVID, and stop operating in absolutes.
President Biden is in Las Vegas attending the memorial service for former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. It's a snow-covered Saturday along much of the East Coast after a winter storm which dropped a foot of snow in some places.
It is cold out there across the entire region. Just a little bit of snow still hanging around in portions of Canada. The East Coast for now clear. That does not last the entire weekend.
Fox Weather's Adam Klotz. America is listening to Fox News.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
Winston Churchill wisely stated, "Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
If your business depends on a Sprinter or light-duty diesel, you can't afford to have just anyone care for your major investment and important equipment. From a single vehicle to an entire fleet, depend on the experts at Remke's Garage to fix your Sprinter, Duramax, Cummins, or Power Stroke vehicle. Only go to the experts at Remke's Garage. Remke's doesn't just fix problems, they find solutions. Remke's goal is making sure you never lose a dollar of business. That's why owner Joe Remke will customize a maintenance plan specific to your unique vehicle. Remke's Garage specializes in Sprinter and light-duty diesel vehicles. Their commitment to your business is backed with a complimentary maintenance plan and free 2-year warranty on all parts. They'll pick up, deliver, and offer you a loaner vehicle for free. Go to remkesgarage.com to schedule your free maintenance plan consultation. That's REMKES Garage.com. That's Remke's, spelled REMKES Garage.com.
Grandview buys homes. Hi, I'm Tom Detlich. Grandview has been helping families who want to sell their home for over a decade now. Grandview is different than using a real estate agent to sell your home. We buy the home directly from you in as little as 10 days. I can share countless stories of families who had a difficult-to-sell home and who were so stressed they didn't even know where to begin. With Grandview, the process is simple and stress-free. Contact us for a brief and private appointment at your home, then get your fair cash offer in as little as 24 hours. It's that simple. As the largest direct home buyer in Chicagoland, you can trust us to treat your situation with dignity and respect. Our highly trained team knows their job is to buy your home and solve your problem. Grandview buys homes as is, no matter the condition of the property. You don't need to do any repairs, not even a clean-out. Just leave the stress and the mess to us. So call us at 630-506-8282. That's 630-506-8282, or visit us at grandviewhomes.com.
It's said that if you don't like the weather, just wait a few minutes and it'll change. Well, the weather isn't the only thing changing. According to our latest research, local business owners today are saying it's getting harder to sustain their business than it was just a few months ago. They also told us that targeting the right audience with their advertising messages is more important than ever. At Salem Surround, our team of local in-market experts take that seriously. We utilize the latest research in marketing technology to deliver media plans that will exceed your expectations. Let Salem Surround show you how we can solve for your marketing challenges by bringing nationwide resources while delivering Main Street solutions. Salem Surround is here to help you through the constant changes. We promise we'll help your business stay ahead of the changing weather.
Prepare your business for the new year with a no-cost, no-obligation analysis of your company's digital footprint. Visit surroundchicago.com. That's surroundchicago.com.
Back to Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right. I'm the troublemaker, and I'm here with K-Dog.
What's going on?
And we about to mix it back up. It wasn't enough time for me to get to what
we only
I
got 25 minutes, so let's get to it.
Well, let's do it. Okay, listen. I'm going to tell you like this. I don't care what the name is. It can be Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter. I will not support an organization born from domestic terrorism. It will not happen with me. I'm sorry. I remember the slogans. I remember the chants. I remember the riots. I remember them burning down $5 billion worth of property across the United States. Why they want to cry about $1.5 million for the Capitol building. Okay? So I know who these people are and what they represent. Listen, if you say the slogan, you support the slogan, as far as I'm concerned, you support the organization because the slogan is nothing without the organization. So
I disagree.
I'm sorry.
Well, we couldn't agree to disagree because I get you.
All lives matter. Let's stop playing the segregation game. I don't care if it's groups or race. All lives matter. Forget black lives, brown lives, white lives. All of us, all our lives matter.
Yeah, that's completely true, and I agree with that as well. We're on the same topic here.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is because an organization or whomever decides to be, take this to a different way, I'm not against it. I am against it. Anarchists and everything else, I'm against it. I've worked many of these situations. Columbus statue being torn up, a police officer sergeant's eyes gone because of the situation.
Yeah.
I'm against it. But what I'm saying is Black lives do matter. And it does need to be stated. Latino lives matter. It needs to be stated. LGBT lives matter. I'm of the community. It needs to be stated. Do I agree with every single thing that's taking place within some of these things? Yeah. No. But people need to stand out and say what they believe and be an example to correct a lot that's going on.
And Valan, I think sometimes you come from a purely policy perspective on a lot of these things.
Black and white.
Yeah.
But there's also a political side to this. I'm going to tell you why Republicans don't do well in black and brown communities. You know what they're always saying? Most of the time, I see no color.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, no, but the people you're trying to win over see color.
Right.
So you're saying I don't see color, and they're like, well, I'm black, I'm Latino, I'm whatever color you want. Because, I do believe in acknowledging who people are.
Yeah.
Where I draw the line in the sand is, it doesn't define who I am.
Period.
It doesn't dictate what I do.
I got an example.
And people are not going to, I'm blackish. I'm black and white.
Right.
So, I fall on both spectrums of so I'm not going to allow that, though, to define me, who I am. You said you
really quick. When I was LAPD, I was in South Central, chose to go there, top of my class. They thought I was going to pick, Beverly Hills or whatever. I said, hell no. I'm going to South Central. So we get there. My partner, I had two partners. One was black. She was a female. And we were like the only few that were there of that whole entire police station. We had a lot of Latinos out there and a lot of white. And so here you go. Backup call comes out. Her and I, we're inside of the station. We rolled out like you wouldn't believe it. The moment you hear backup, officer needs help, we are rolling.
Yeah.
So we come in hot, heavy. We jump out of the car, batons ready to go. We run it. We about to whoop something, That's what we do. There's a crowd of about 300, mainly black and some Latinos mixed in the mix. Rowdy, crazy. Police officers are lined up, and they're like, we're about to formulate against these people. So I said, I'm the only one. You got sergeants, lieutenants out there. They're just standing back, and we're about to go to work. I said, wait, what's going on here? Well, we call for a music call here. We call for a music call, too loud music. I said, that's it. They haven't done anything besides that. We have no one hit an officer or anything. No. Well, they're not doing this and this and this and this. Calm down. Let me take this over. I step forward. This guy comes out. Oh. He's cursing. I can't say the words, whatever. This, that.
No, please don't.
Yeah. Yes. Right. So then I said the words right back to him. I said, calm down now. Blah, 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 blah. I talked to him the way that we talk, West and South Siders, period. That guy shut up, and he listened to me, and I said, you're not going to jail. Nothing's been violated. Get your people, go in, turn the music down, and we're out of here. He turned around, told that whole crowd of people, they dispersed immediately, and he's like, yeah, man, listen to this guy right here. This officer, what's your name? This Thornton right here. He's this and this and this. It was done. The call was over. I had a handful of white officers look at me with this nasty look. Well, how does that happen? And it started circulating. How does he do it? Is it because of black? Because we need more people out there that identify with those populations because we get it. And it's not me against my partners who are white or whatever. We back each other. But if they came into a situation, this happened to me when I was transferred out to I went to a burglary in progress. A suspect was in a white lady's house. My partner and I, who was Mexican at the time, we came to the lady's door. She was right there on the phone, 911. I'm saying, open the door, ma'am. Lights and sirens, full uniform. She refused to open the door. She hung up on 911, called the station and said, there's a black police officer and a Mexican guy here. Is this a real officer? I want a white officer to come to my door.
Yeah, it happened.
Now, a white officer came, my partner, do I get mad at him? No, because you know what? That's the reality sometimes, but we have to work together.
Hey, one time, I was a Kendall County Sheriff's deputy, got dispatched to Lisbon, Illinois. I go in, the guy having a heart attack. I go in, and I see all this Nazi symbols everywhere. You know what he told me?
What?
He told my partners who were white, you can come in.
Yeah.
He said, but he can't come in.
Mm-hmm.
Dude having a heart attack.
Yeah.
You know what his wife says?
What?
Don't listen to him. Come save my husband. Come save my husband.
Yeah.
She didn't care.
Right.
I mean, literally, he was in a uniform. He had pictures of himself in a uniform. He had Hitler pictures all over the place, the Nazi symbol, the swastika. I'm like, huh. Hey, listen to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Amanda Zanger, owner of Black Industrial and Safety Supply in Hammond, Indiana, and a business customer of Signature Bank. Prior to owning my own business, I worked for a major financial institution. So when it came time to finance the acquisition of Black, I approached a big bank, only to receive a solid no. That's when Signature Bank stepped in. With Signature Bank, the process was different. Signature provided creative financing options that enabled me to purchase Black and continue to grow the business. Thanks to Signature Bank, Black Industrial is able to continue serving Fortune 500 industry fabricators and contractors with tools and safety supplies as we have since 1893.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing
Trading
Lender.
involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance. By texting in, you agree to the terms available at VantagePointSoftware.com/disclaimer and consent to receive calls and text using automated technology or pre-recorded voice about offers or info by or on behalf of VantagePoint. Your consent is not a condition of purchase and can be revoked at any time. Message and data rates may apply.
Traders, listen up. With volatility, earnings data, and inflation concerns, it's almost impossible to guess what the markets will do next. With VantagePoint, you don't have to. Want to see how the smartest traders pick their stocks? Text the word money to 813-813 to learn how our technology analyzes over 1 million data points per day. Text the word money to 813-813 so you can learn how to predict market trends up to 3 days in advance with incredible accuracy. Whether you're trading stocks, options, forex, futures, or crypto, VantagePoint's patented artificial intelligence can give you a massive edge. Text money to 813-813 to find out how to maximize your gains. Don't wait. Text the word money to 813-813 now.
I consider Legacy Box to be one of my most important sponsors because they preserve what is so important in life, memories. There's no doubt that you have old pictures, old slides, old VHS tapes, old Super 8 movies, old Betamax tapes, and they're going to all deteriorate over the course of time if they're not lost or stolen. So you have to preserve them, and Legacy Box does the best job I know of. I use them. They preserve everything you have on one little thumb drive or in the cloud, not even a thumb drive, or on a CD, however you would like it. But they become files which can't get burned, can't deteriorate, can't get stolen. That is Legacy Box. Kick off the new year by rescuing your family's most cherished memories. Go to legacybox.com/Prager to take advantage of an exclusive discount for listeners. That's legacybox.com/Prager. World-class customer service. Again, legacybox.com/Prager.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. The Answer. Happy to be in studio with my friend, the troublemaker himself, Valon Galloway, and is it Chief Keef?
Chief Keef.
Hey, dog.
You got a nickname after all, Chief Keef.
Keef.
Right, Chief Keef. Keith Thornton Jr. You know, it's a lot to talk about. I told you guys when we first started the show. There's just so much that we can just sit here and banter about. I think it's been a good show.
Yeah.
I think we've.
Hasn't your eyes been open a little bit? Mine have.
Yeah.
I like it.
You know, I kind of want to end the show. We'll end the show with you talking about how people can contact you to come speak and things of that nature. Because I'm sure that's probably on the rise too. You getting speaking engagements to go and speak.
Already started.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I wanted to play something that it was Pfizer CEO. I don't know what news station he was on. I actually found this on TikTok. This audio clip of basically the Pfizer CEO saying the reason why he has not been vaccinated yet. Yeah, you heard that right. I see those eyes. You're looking at me. Those puppy dog eyes. You're looking at me. But yeah, I want to play this really quickly, and I want to get both of you guys because Keith, you said today there shouldn't be a mandate. About this because I think there's something more sinister. I hope I'm wrong. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I've seen so many of these so-called conspiracy theories come to life in the last 3 years actually. The conspiracy theories were right all along, in some regards. But I want you to listen to what this CEO of Pfizer had to say about why he's not vaccinated.
The sooner I can, I will. The only sensitivity here, Meg, is that I don't want to have an example that I'm cutting the line. That I am 59 years old, in good health, I'm not working in the front line, so my type is not recommended to get vaccination now. So that's one consideration. On the other hand, our company ran a lot of polls to see what would take people to believe it. And one of the highest ranking, even higher than if Joe Biden takes it, even higher than if the other presidents take it, it is if the CEO of the company takes it. So with that in mind, I'm trying to find a way that I will get vaccinated despite if it is not my time, just to demonstrate the confidence of the company. But we have made a decision that if we have to do that, we will not do it with our executives. So none of the executives or board members will cut the line. They will take it as their age and the occupation type is the time for them.
I'm healthy. Well, so are millions of other Americans. But they're trying to force this vaccination down our throats.
He didn't say anything the average American
hasn't said.
And I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I just think this is a big controlled experiment. That's all. It's just an experiment. Fauci's a scientist. And most of these people that's trying to make us take the vaccine, they're scientists.
Yeah.
And they just want to do trial and error and see if it works or not. I have no problem with their job, but do it with the people that sign up for your little experiment. Don't do it and force it upon the whole United States and use this virus to fearmonger. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Don't do it. That's my only problem with it. It's taking away your liberty and your rights and trying to force you to do something that you don't want to do. If you do want to do it, hand clap. Hand clap. But
it goes back to being hypocrites. A lot of the politicians in these seats, they're scientists, whatever you want to call them. They're all, I don't want to say all, but a lot of them are hypocrites. And that's why there needs to be more people stepping up within all of our cities and our towns and suburbs and states who see the truth and they are woke from what the youngsters say and need to step up into some of these positions. But it also has to do with people realizing that we need to put better people in office, and
Keith,
across the board.
Keith, how are the restaurants and the people that have been affected by the January 3rd, what was it, a mandate?
Yeah, it's a mandate in effect, and it's just horrible.
Yeah.
Last 2020, so many restaurants went out of business. Just being out for several months, and they haven't come back now. So you're depleting neighborhoods now. You're depleting people from getting jobs, and then you got this money coming in and rolling in from government every whenever they decide to give money out when people lose their jobs. It's just a trickle effect that's nonsense and doesn't have to be that way. If people choose to not wear a mask or don't want to do it, that's up to them. And if something bad happens, then it's on them. And if you decide to want to wear a mask, and you do that. But restaurants should be able to decide that. And if they say, hey, anyone can come in here and I don't want to go, then I don't go.
Right. It's your choice. It's your right. And just like the governor said, DeSantis, it's airborne.
Yeah.
If you're going to catch it, you're going to catch it.
The masks are doing nothing.
Masks are doing absolutely nothing. Yeah. Trust me. I do this for a living. I got more skin in the game than the average person that's
And once
calling
again,
the
explain to
shots.
viewers just popping in what you exactly do.
Oh, I'm a wound care nurse. I'm a personal care tech.
Yeah.
I take care of people for a living.
Exactly.
So it's nothing.
Been on the front line day one.
Since day one.
Speaking of restaurants, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Andy John. My buddy Mark and I had some dinner at both his restaurants last week. Chicago Prime Italian, Chicago Prime Steakhouse. Get over there if you got any time. Get over there and frequent the restaurants. Restaurants gonna need help.
Yeah.
And I fear what a second lockdown is gonna do for the men and women who are in restaurant and I don't know. I don't recall all the other things that were shut down.
Bars, all types of different things. Yeah.
Again, Florida's not doing it, yet we are. Tennessee's not doing it, yet we are. Free states against tyranny, tyrannical states. Listen to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
We know that sometimes it might be difficult to hear AM 560, like when you drive under that bridge, or you get too close to power lines, or when you're surrounded by gigantic concrete and steel buildings, which is why we've made it easy to listen to us whenever you want, wherever you might be. We're always streaming at 560theanswer.com and on the AM 560 mobile app. You can also get us on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and we're on TuneIn, iHeart, and Radio.com. You can listen wherever and whenever to AM 560, The Answer.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
The late, great Winston Churchill said, "A nation that forgets its past has no future."
Listen, to all you manufacturing companies out there, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolshar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and system integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet the FDA numerous compliances and requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution for your business that will make your production lines, your facilities, and your plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. From Fortune 500 companies to garage startups, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. If you own a business and need design or process engineering or testing, I encourage you to call my friend Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
Imagine doing one thing that gave you an entirely different perspective about your place in the world. I'm Dinesh D'Souza, inviting you to join me for a 10-day Stand with Israel tour in November of 2022. You'll gain first-hand insight into Israel's fascinating past and promising future. Walk the ancient temple steps and touch the Western Wall. Sail on the Sea of Galilee. Book this tour today. Call 855-565-5519 or book online at standwithisraeltour.com.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Something new. Those two words. Something new. You tune in to Black and Right Radio on AM 560. The Answer. I'm operating on the third hour, and I'm ecstatic, and I love it. I'm joined in studio by Valon, the Troublemaker Galloway, and K-Dog, Big Chief, Keith. Chief Keith Thornton. I said those two words, something new, because Keith, you said right before the break, we need to have people who are willing to run to change.
That's right.
Does that person include Keith Thornton?
You know what? Yes, it does. But you're not.
You don't have to tell.
But you're not gonna find out what it is. Yes.
That's all we need to know.
I can promise you one thing, though. I stand for all people. I'm not afraid to be vocal of what's right. That's it.
So do we get a call in when you get ready to announce? Or after the announcement?
Listen. You gonna know.
Okay. All right. All right. Y'all, you heard it here first. You heard it here first on Black and Right Radio.
Yeah, but hey, real quick before we get out of here, I just want to let you guys know, if you want to follow me, go to Facebook. It's my most liked little social media there. You want to search my name of Keith, Keith. Middle initial is A as in Anthony with the dot, the period. Thornton is THORNTON, and then JR with a period. Keith A. Thornton Jr. Follow me there. And then if you want to join Heal Chicago volunteering or just get more information, go to healchicagofoundation.org. That's healchicagofoundation.org. I'm pumped up, guys. I'm very pumped up, and it's such a pleasure being here with some like-minded and not like-minded people. We learn.
We don't have to agree.
Learn. Yeah.
We don't have to agree.
But I'm learning. I'm still open-minded. And I said, man, that is something I think about, so I do appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to tell you this much. I feel sorry for whoever your opponent's going to be.
Really? Tell me why.
Because you're a tough cookie, man.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wait, he gave you
he gave me a compliment.
You gave Keith a compliment?
Yes.
You don't give
I
those.
respect my opponents.
Yeah.
Even the people
Listen,
on progressive radio
yeah.
will tell you, oh, we argue like cats and dogs.
Yeah.
But I was never personal. I never called names. We argued over the facts. Even though I believe their so-called facts were fantasy, we would debate the issue.
Yeah.
So I respect when I disagree.
Come on, man.
Okay, I'm done.
Listen, I run a tight ship, and the staff that's going to be behind me, even with the Heal Chicago staff, they will tell you I don't play because when you talk about chain of command and this and that and the mayor all the way to the top one, she's not the top. And if I were in that position, I'm not the top. The top of the chain of command always falls down to the people. Yeah. And that's who we need to work with.
Go!
Yes.
Or we going to put you back in chains.
Yeah.
That's your president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He put us in chains, didn't he?
Oh, beyond, man. Some of the decisions he's made. And, I mean, you look at every economical, everything that you can measure economically. We've fallen to the bottom, except what you were talking about. Unemployment fell 3.9%.
3.9.
That's nobody's in the job market, though.
Yeah, nobody's in the job market, and he's getting the benefit of what Trump did. And people won't give Trump that credit.
Yeah. Oh, how he brought us back?
Yeah.
Even after all.
See, he's getting that benefit.
Yeah. Well, they would say the same that Trump got it from Barack Obama, but that was a complete lie because
how?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's what they were saying. The reason why Trump was.
We can explain how he's getting the benefit of Trump.
Right. But you couldn't explain. Most of the people couldn't explain how Trump was getting the benefit of Barack Obama because Barack Obama policies were terrible. I got to get that out of there. Terrible.
See,
they were terrible.
You can say a couple of those
Yeah,
symbolic words.
they were
There's
terrible.
nothing wrong with that. But we can prove over those 8 years he was trading at 2% or below 2%, and only in the last maybe 6 months.
That's a whole nother show.
But guys, I want to thank you both for coming out today. I want to thank, man, I'm telling you, YouTube was rocking today. I think that was because of you, Keith Thornton. A lot of your YouTubers came over. I want to thank all the people that listen on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook. You guys are amazing. You guys make me come here every week and wanting to give a good product and let people know, guys, we can have an opinion.
Yeah.
We don't have to agree.
Yes.
And guess what? We can go break bread right after that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get together and let's stand together, guys.
Do it.
Thanks for being here. Love you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. See you next week. Thank you, DJ Pete. Repeat.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. We hear plenty from the media and liberals about following the science when it comes to the pandemic. Why then did New York City choose race and social inequity over actual case rates and transmission risk in their distribution of COVID tests? Bill de Blasio's administration explicitly excluded the neighborhood with the highest transmission rate from their network of testing sites, while putting 13 in a more diverse neighborhood with lower risk for community transmission. That's not following the science. It's politicized rationing for virtue signaling and the kind of racial divisiveness that wounds more deeply than it heals. But this was only made possible by the scandalous failure of Joe Biden's administration to push massive test development and production. The White House repeatedly failed numerous promises to deliver tests, even while pushing mandates that include testing. Biden and his team created both the shortage and demand that allows tin pot politicians to ration needed good for their own political benefit. This demonstrates the danger of central planning and the long-term risk to economic, political, and health liberty.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com. On the AM 560 mobile app. Tune in, iHeart, and on Odyssey.